If you're looking for exclusive content, please don't look any further than joining the Trap Talk Patreon family. Some of the best reptile keepers in this industry are part of the Trap Talk Patreon family. As soon as you join the Patreon family, you connect to a Discord. You can also tap into an Instagram group chat, connect with some of the most diverse keepers we have in the reptile hobby today. Shout out to my Patreon members and be ready for Trap Fest 2026. It's going to be one of the biggest events yet. Find all information again in the very first link in the description below. And again, thank you so much to all my fellow Patreon members out there. Cheers. Shout out to US ARC and all the US ARC members. If you don't know what US ARC is, do not be ashamed. Simply click on the third link in the description below. Go to usarc.org. See what it's all about. See how you could actually protect your own collection whenever a legislation might hit your backyard. You just never know. Things are changing constantly in the reptile hobby, and it's good to know when things are creeping up in your area. So shout out to Phil Goss, shout out to Vanessa, shout out to Jeremy, shout out to all the US ARC supporters and teammates out there. Cannot wait to see how much we fight this year to keep our animal rights. And if you're not a US ARC member, talk to your fellow keepers and just let them know what US ARC's all about, and they're here to protect our animal rights. Shout out to US ARC and all the US ARC supporters.
T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Trap Talk Reptile Network, coolest reptile network in the world. Welcome to episode 740. I like that number. And I even like tonight's guest even better because this is Morelia Python Radio's founders on tonight's episode, Eric and Owen of NPR Network. Woof, I'm excited. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I am super stoked. But listen, before we get moving and started and whatnot, do me a favor, man. If you're enjoying these episodes, or this is your first time watching, first and foremost, welcome. But hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, select all. You'll be reminded of every episode released out of the network 7 days a week. That's right. Every day there's a new episode released out of the Reptile Network, and you can listen to all these episodes on all major audio platforms. Okay, so go ballistic, go way back to the beginning episodes and enjoy, man. But yeah, I'm your boy MJ. What is good? Happy Thursday. I am so stoked for tonight. Like I said, shout out to everyone in the chats. Appreciate all the love and support. I want to get right into tonight's sponsors, get moving so we get our guests here. Shout out to ZooMed, #1 reptile brand in the industry, just shy of under 50 years leading in the reptile industry. Make sure you find that next reptile product at zoomed.com. You can find all the latest products in the description below. But so excited to team up with ZooMed this year. Thank you so much for your support. And that ZooMed, #1 reptile brand in the game. Okay, also tonight's episode is brought to you by Focus Cube Habitats, #1 PVC enclosures in the game. What you see behind me are 3x2x2 enclosures, which houses all my chondros. I named this wall the Great Wall of Chondros. So yes, all because of Steven and Ashley out of Texas. The duo, the ultimate duo, pumping out so many amazing enclosures that you can't buy anywhere else, man. They do it different and they have their own style and they're the best, man. Go to focuscubehabitats.com, pick from 30 different designed PVC enclosures. And I appreciate the love and support from you, Steven and Ashley. Cannot wait to see you at that next Bill Siegel party. And then also tonight's episode is brought to you by Mark Bailey Reptiles, 40+ year full-time reptile breeder. Highly respect this individual, not only because he's one of my best friends, but he's just a good guy. You know, he's somebody that this hobby should be very thankful for. All right, not a blemish on this guy's name. All right, and he's been doing this for a long time. All right, think about the people he came up with. Anyways, Mark Bailey Reptiles, check him out on MORPHMARKET. All right, find all his latest ball python projects, which are all top tier, by the way, on his MORPHMARKET accounts. And very thankful for you, Mark Bailey. Thank you so much. Also, tonight's episode is brought to you by SUNDOWN Reptiles, Brian Susan. Such a diverse, amazing reptile breeder that we have. I'm talking kahuas, tree monitors, gargoyle geckos, abronia, you name it, man. This guy is tapped in, and he's really really, really known for the tree monitors, man. But go check out all the stuff that he works with. He's really savage on the camera as well, man. Has a lot of good skills when it comes to photography. So thank you so much, Brian Susan over at Sundown Reptiles. Go to sundownreptiles.com. See what reptile he might have that fit your collection. Or if you want to add something new, man, this is your guy. Thank you so much, Brian Susan over at Sundown Reptiles. And then last but not least, shout out to Morph Market and Morph Market Shipping. Get your next reptile at Morph Markets. We all know that's the place to go. And then ship directly from Morph Market's website. How easy, how convenient, man. Save yourself some money. I know I have been saving thousands because of Morph Market. So thank you so much, Morph Market. Shameless plug, guys. Just a little reminder, I do the vlogging for Morph Market, and go to Morph Market's YouTube channel if you're not already subscribed, because I get to drop a video on Morph Market's YouTube channel showing all my holdbacks from last year, my most prize-possessed holdbacks that I just love watching change right now. They're just now all approaching their OCC, just under 6 months. And it's been a great experience. So I share a lot of that on tomorrow's Morph Market vlog. And also, dude, if you have a species or a project, anything in the reptile world that wants a spotlight, come hit me up. All right. Maybe Morph Market can help you out. But I definitely want to get more people recognition out there. My job is to put spotlights on some of the best people in the hobby. So if I have not tapped in with you yet, reach out to me on Instagram, Trap Talk 619, and let's collaborate, please. All right. So thank you so much, guys, again, for all the love and support. Find all the links to my other sponsors in the description below. And if you want exclusive content, if you want to be invited to events like Trap Fest, come join the Trap Talk Patreon family. First link, description below. But all right, guys, listen, I'm excited. Again, Eric and Owen. It's not Eric Owen, by the way. I'll tell that story a little bit later. But Eric and Owen from NPR Network. Finally, dude, the collab I've been waiting for. Holy shit. It's about to go down. So do me a favor. Do what you got to do to get your mind right, and do what you got to do to stay hydrated. This is episode 740. Eric and Owen of Morelia Python Radio coming at you right now. Let's go.
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes,
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, God love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up.
All right, we're live, episode 740. Welcome back, Eric, and welcome Owen for the very first time, man. This is
Yeah.
quite the play.
What's up, man?
What's going
How's
on?
it going?
It's going, dude. It's going. Again, I'm not taking that lightly. Stoked to have you guys on tonight. Eric, it was a privilege having you on a little while back, but to have you here now, Owen, it's game time, buddy.
It's like I told you in Daytona, we can't be in the same place at the same time, because if like the plane goes down, that's it. NPR is done. So yeah.
Dude, wait a minute. Wait, if the plane goes down for me.
I know we got to talk about that, dude. Like that's a big problem. Like so.
Okay, well, one thing I love off the bat, man, is your guys' dynamic. True fucking friends right here. And I always say, like, that's the beauty about the world we live in. Other than the reptiles, the people we get to meet. You know what I mean? And what's crazy is not everyone gets this far as far as meeting people the way you guys met each other. Like, you guys are really fucking homies. And so, but I got to know how it turned into NPR. I don't really know who met who. I don't know who met who. And
Oh man,
yeah, you go. you did. You go. You did the legwork before I show up. I just here for the glory.
Yeah. So I had this idea for a podcast. You know, it's funny, right? I'm known as the carpet python guy, but back then I was like into ball pythons. Like, yeah. I'm gonna be you know, but this is when bumblebees were the coolest morph that was out there, you know. So I listened to this podcast, Reptile Radio, and it was great, but all they talked about was ball pythons. And I'm kind of the guy that likes the underdog species. And I was like, there's no representation of carpets or chondros or scrubs or, you know, any Australian pythons. None of this stuff is being talked about. And I kept asking those guys to talk about it, and they didn't do it. So I was like, shoot, I'm going to start my own. But back then there was no YouTube to look up podcasts or anything like that. Right. So you know, it was hard to figure out. So for like, I don't know, 6-7 months, I sat on it, and I was actually going to have a different co-host. His name was Luke Snell, and he was kind of a mentor to me. He was this guy, dude, I would go to it. He was like the first guy I went to like a collection and saw it, and he had chondros. I couldn't get over. I was like, oh my God, what the hell? You know, it's like he's carpets and chondros. It was like the best of both worlds. Anyway, he didn't want to do it because he couldn't commit. So I put an ad up, and here I'm like, at the time I'm buying, so many snakes. I'm just buying everything that's a carpet because I was like, well, do I want to be, do I want to be known as the guy with something, or do I want to be known as just another ball python breeder? Right. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, no, I want to stand out. I want to do something different. I want to be my own thing.
Yes.
And, so that's how I got into carpets, and I was just buying them like crazy. And I hit up Owen to buy a carpet from him prior to asking him to be on the thing.
On red.
I left him on red.
Away. He wanted it. We get going, and then he ghosted me, dude.
I knew what was going to happen.
Hey, what a ball python breeder move right there.
I know. I'm like, what the? But the other part of it is that it was why am I blanking? Who was the breeder? The citrus tiger. Wilbert.
Yeah.
Okay. At the time, Wilbert had a ton of carpets, and Wilbert did this thing that when you bought a carpet, he would put like a sold and then thanks Eric or thanks EB. So every carpet I wanted that I'm like chomping at the bit because I'm a broke right out of college student. Yeah. And I'm like, I want this carpet. Next day, gone, sold Eric. I'm like, who is this guy? and then he's got all this stuff I want, and then I find out he lives 20 minutes down the road. I'm like, I'm out of business. I'm done. I can't compete with this clown. He's getting boxes from Nick Mutton filled with like the most pristine, brand new like zebra jags before they're even heard of. So he puts up this ad looking for a co-host because Eric did the first episode of NPR alone in his bathroom.
I don't know how you do it, MJ. I give you all the props.
Yeah.
I didn't do it on my own.
Dude, that's a different beast of solo podcast. You know what I mean?
Really
like, you really have to be like mentally locked in. Yeah. Otherwise, you could go down a rabbit hole mentally and be like, cool. And trust me, I have ended up fucking spewing shit where I wish I didn't say it, but I did.
Right. And it's gone now. Happened. Yep.
It is what it is. I said my sorry. No, but yeah. So, dude, 20 minutes. Okay, again, that's awesome. That first and foremost, it got to that point where you put an ad out, like you put like, hey, in search of a fucking co-host.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, smart. Because I mean, you want to find someone like-minded first and foremost, right?
Yeah. And he was the first guy to contact me, and
my mission was to get close to him and then kill him. I haven't gotten into phase 2 yet, but I'm working.
You tried in 2025.
Now, no. Like,
So wait, okay, remind me what year this was, guys, when this was all happening, or what era was this?
2011.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah. And that's not even that long ago. Like it is, and it's not, but it's like, dude, 2011, that was a completely different era with social media.
Yep.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, and I can't imagine starting this without the way social media was blowing up the way it did. And I think that's what really helped me, because it was like you, Eric, nobody was really doing like StreamYard, right? This is the platform I learned to use on, and nobody was using this platform. So I didn't know really what the fuck I was doing the first 2 years. But I just did it because I was getting a lot of people telling me they like it. And you know, one other reason why I wanted to ask how you guys met is because it's important to know, like, you know, I would have never done a podcast if it wasn't for Forrest Fanning. And he was the one that like instilled the idea of doing a podcast, but he he was like you, Eric. He's like, I don't want to do it by myself. Like, and he knew I was the mouth. Like, he knew I would just fucking say the shit that he didn't want to say. But you have this new guy over here that fucking doesn't give a shit, and that was me. I just didn't care. And so, but yeah, that's everything. Like, I miss that dude first and foremost. But like, without him, I would have never even had the balls. Because, you see some of that shit now, which I do want to give you guys mad flowers. I had no shame saying this. You guys were the main reason why I went from being a podcast to a network. Because of Jewlander, and I started meeting all these people in your inner circle that had their own segments, and I'm like, holy shit. Like, because, I can only say so much, but like, almost like my friend being Forrest, right? I got Marshall Mendez as my good friend. I got fucking Bill Stiegel. Like, the list goes on of people in my head I was thinking of that, like, dude, these guys need to be a part of it if they're down. But the thing is, are they willing to commit to it? And dude, it was able to work for me. And but the same way it's worked for you guys. So mad respect to you guys, dude. And like I said, I plan becoming a network for over a whole year. Like, I literally strategically thought of the ideas of what episodes or segments I want to come out with. Who am I going to find for those segments? Because I wanted the best of the best. I feel like that's what you guys, not that maybe, I don't know if you were aiming for that, but whoever you guys had a part of NPR were like it's like the fucking Chicago Bulls, dude, in the 93, I think. Like, it was just the perfect team. So I was shooting for the perfect team like that. We
would love to sit down and be like, we had a whiteboard with like circles, and it all just it all just crumbled together, dude. Like, this is
how it usually goes. Owen is he's my filter, right?
I am the ground tether because somebody tries to go.
So I just say,
and I'm like, no, let's
do this. Like, I think we were 3 years into it.
Like, it's
we were 3 years into it, and I was like, Owen, let's do a magazine. He's like, what?
Not magazines anymore. It's a dumb idea. Like, it's
terrible idea.
Terrible idea. Like, we had a whole launch thing. It was terrible. Like, it was. But
can't win them all.
It's sad to say, because think about how fucking crucial magazines were at one point.
Reptiles magazine, I have stacks of them. Yeah.
It was Reptile magazines, motocross magazines, and WWF. Like, that was like I would go to 7-Eleven instantly looking for those magazines. That was like my thing. But even like booklets and shit like that, it's like, man, everything's so digital nowadays, man. Obviously that's expected. So, okay, kind of going back to the beginning of things, obviously you've seen a lot of waves in the hobby, being tapped in the way we are, you see everything, because you hear everything. So how are you guys, what's your guys' overall take on where things are back then, where they are now? Like, the evolving of not only podcasting, but just the reptile industry, like the world. Did you guys ever think you would get to this point, like as far as growth and the way it's continuing to grow?
No, I didn't.
I not at all. And dude, like, podcasting, our first, I don't even want to call it like system or network. We had to use our phones to call in to record the podcast, because either you had a professional sound mixing person or you went to a studio. If you tried doing it on your own, like, we had desktop mics, we had interference, we had random people finding our show, calling in and thinking like, oh, we have a caller for a question, and they're like prank people. Like, it was not good. Like, it was my volumes.
I forgot about that.
My volumes would spike and I blow people's eardrums out for no reason. Like, it was tough. It's a lot. I don't want to say easier, but there's a lot more things that you can kind of incorporate. Like, podcasting has become a thing that a lot of people, not just in reptiles, but a lot of people do. So having access to mics, systems, this, that, and it makes it better. Like, it's like really, really cool. As far as reptiles, man, I've seen, just from my own keeping and also breeding and doing shows and stuff, I've seen it kind of, people are drifting out of the core like ball python, leopard gecko stuff. They're getting the weird things, which I really enjoy because I like getting.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So
what about you, Eric?
Yeah, I think if I'm being honest, like, probably the last 2 years I've been very disappointed. Nah, that's not the word. Sad, I guess, at the reptile hobby with all the fighting and I don't know. It just kind of bummed me out, because I don't know. It's like, I always loved the idea that people that I never would interact with ever, like, we just wouldn't cross paths. It could be age, it could be where we live, whatever. I would meet these people and I was like, wow, like this person is so cool, and I met them through reptiles, you know, and it just like all these friendships that I gained through reptiles, and it was just kind of I don't know, I was kind of bummed out that everybody was like at each other's throat, and I don't know, just I just had to pull myself back from it. But I do think, like, I don't know, something happened, and it seems like maybe it's me. Maybe it was me. I just needed a jolt or something back into the hobby. But.
No, but I get it. I could see how drama could really make things all fucking like not what you want, because again, it sucks a lot of energy. And like I was kind of built for confrontation, which kind of helped me in the beginning, because that's all I would really deal with, were people talking shit. Like I had my close friends that honestly, obviously supported me, but then you had like the people who would watch you, but then talk shit behind your back, you know, and you know, sometimes like you do your best to avoid it, but when you see shit sent to you, like screenshots, and that's what was happening to me in the very beginning. Like I thought, man, me and Forrest have this thing going, and I think it was, dude, correct me if I'm wrong, this might have been your guys' group chat. This was a long time ago, and I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but a Chondro guy sent me a screenshot saying, "Hey, these carpet guys are talking."
I remember this. Yeah.
And I was like, "What the fuck?" And that dude, again, confrontational MJ. This is peak aggro MJ. Okay, this is like, I was fucking far where I'm at now. Do you know what I mean? I was fucking mentally fucked. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. So I was like, I went off the handle. I was like, "Oh, okay, motherfuckers. Like, that's how you guys feel." And I'll never forget, like, I reached out to Brandon Wheeler, or somehow me and Brandon got on the phone, because we had some sort of like, and Brandon was a part of that chat. Yeah. And I was like, dude, so these guys, like, this is how these guys feel. And he was trying to like, one thing I love about Brandon Wheeler, he always tries to like make it like to where, all right, dude, it's not that much, it's not as bad as you think it is, you know. It's right. Or like, or he'll try to calm me down, which I love you, Brandon, but it never works. So anyways, I was like, all right, noted. I know that these carpet guys, they don't fuck with me. And then I found out, and I know it's you guys, because then I found out you guys had your own podcast. And then I heard these are the guys, like, other than what you're doing, MJ, like these guys have been around the block. And I remember, because I was so ball python heavy at that time, and you guys definitely weren't at all. Like,
no.
So I looked at him like, all right, it's you guys versus me. Like, I definitely looked at you guys where this is how you guys feel about me. Watch what I fucking do. And it's crazy how like it went from that kind of influence to you wanting, or you inspire me to turn my podcast into a network. Isn't that crazy how that works out?
Yeah.
Like, at first I wanted to take everyone out in the podcasting game, because I thought everyone just fucking hated me. But then it turned into like you guys inspiring my work to take things to the next level. So I just fucking connected the dots on that one. That's crazy. But like, understand, like, I got the taste of that from the very beginning, Eric, where for you, it was an enjoyable time. And then the drama came. And that's why I get why you were like, well, kind of like, fuck, where's the fun now if these guys are just going to start shit? But God damn it, man, like, drama is such a part of this industry. Like, no matter what you do to keep the peace, somebody's getting fucked over out there. Somebody. Yeah. And then people speak up, and they should speak up. That's why I also, like, at the end of the day, there's lines that you shouldn't cross, but I feel like there's certain things that should not be brushed under the rug, dude. Like, and that's when I kind of feel like if I feel some type of way, I will speak on it because I have a platform. But also, too, what does that really do for us, man? That's why I feel like any kind of drama episode I had, no matter the views or the response, it's like, God damn it, that just does not make us look good. Like, it's like, no matter at the end of the day, it's not a good look.
Yeah.
We had, I think this was probably in the middle.
Early. Yeah.
Of when we were doing the podcast. And, you know, just before I say that, I have to say, like, MJ, you know, listening to you over the past couple of years, and how you've grown, right, has inspired me, right? Because like I was telling Owen, I'm ready to stop NPR. It's like, it's ready to go, whatever.
Last couple of years have been a little rough.
And I think I listened to, because we had personal stuff going on, but like I listened to you on, I think, I forget what show it was. I think I messaged you about it, and I was like, yeah, that show was awesome, man. Like it just like pumped me back up. I don't even know what you were talking about. It didn't even matter. It was just like your passion. You know what I mean? It was like the passion you had. I was like, yeah. And then like you're talking about health. And recently, I like last year, I was overweight. I started going to the gym. I think I lost 60 pounds, and like,
you do look better. Like you look a lot thinner in the face and shit like that. Congrats, man.
And it was just like, so I got to say that first, right? So
thank you. I appreciate
hats
that.
off to you. But yeah, we got into drama, and it was like, it's kind of like I hate to say it like this, but like ball python morph drama, like, oh, this guy's breeding this and that, you know, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And
Pricing and stuff.
I got sucked into it, man. And I said to Owen, I said, well, I think after that year, I can't remember when it was, maybe 2013, 14, something like that. I said, Owen, no more talking shit on ball pythons. Like, no more, like, yeah, it's not our thing. And I know we're not saying it from a negative place, but no more like, oh, fuck ball pythons, you know, like none of, stop that, because that doesn't, to your point, it doesn't, what are we doing? We're like alienating the huge part of why the reptile hobby is the way, you know what I mean? It just didn't make sense to me.
So like, well, same fuck ball pythons, literally you have a ball python breeder looking at carpets or something right now. Like,
exactly.
That's like, dude, why shoo away the future of this? You know what I mean? But go ahead, Eric. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine. And then, you know, it was kind of like, we got sucked into the drama, and I could see where it was becoming about the people and not about the animals. And as soon as that happened, I was like, nope, I don't care if 5 people listen to us. That's not what we're doing. We're not going to do that drama shit. So we don't get involved in any of that. Like, Owen came up with the thing that we're Switzerland. We don't.
NPR must be neutral. We'll bounce between. We'll talk people. We can, like, you know, if there's drama in the Morelia world, my phone's ringing and people are talking to me on both sides and trying to talk it out and all that stuff. Fine. It's not on air. Like, it's not, we're not doing that here. I'm not saying, you know, that guy's an asshole. Like, no. Like, we're not doing that now. So, and
to be honest, if you're really looking for a solution, you get on the fucking phone with somebody, or you talk directly.
Exactly.
Yes. And then I realized most of the shit I was talking was because these people won't talk to me face to face. Like, they have so much to say when I'm not around. They have so much to say in comment sections, but they can't pick up the fucking phone and tell me what the real problem is. And the thing is, a lot of even the people who might have whatever issue with you guys, it's probably not even with them. It's for something else they heard or whatever, but it doesn't even have to do with them, but they want to insert themselves. And again, ball python breeder behavior right there, dude. I'm not going to lie, the biggest drama, mainly because how many people are involved, but it's ball python, dude. It really is. But at the end, other end of the spectrum, it's growing this hobby faster than we ever expected. And again, I'm somebody where, like, okay, like, I'm Mexican, but I talk shit about Mexican drivers, right? Because I'm Mexican, I could do that, right? So ball pythons, I talk shit about ball pythons, but I breed them.
You have ball pythons. You breed them. You
can.
I do love them, but some of these fucking guys, holy shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, it's kind of where, you know, at the end of the day, I'm better off not talking shit about something that brought me everything that I have today. And again, I love the ball python game. It's just not, it's hard to convince somebody to get ball pythons in 2026. That's what I'm struggling with. It's like telling somebody why they should buy an ARS or a Freedom Breeder rack, why you should go drop 80,000. I'm not gonna be comfortable having that conversation with you right now. Or with any reptile, like dropping that kind of money, period, right now, scary, dude. And that's the thing with ball pythons. You got to go big or don't go at all. You know what I mean? So anyways, that's and again, I hate having such a money. I love making money. I'm not gonna lie. But I like keeping stuff where I don't think about the money. And the one thing I love about the chondros that made me eat shit for 7 years, I just wanted a living thing to come out of the fucking egg. I never cared about cared about making a dime. And I feel like that's why I was able to have what I had, because it was never about the money, dude. I swear to God. But ball pythons, all I think about are dollar signs. That's it. Hate to say it, but I do love keeping them, though. Like, there's ones I like taking out, but I'm thinking about the money. I'm not lying to you.
See, I think ball pythons are cool, and I just have a normal one. Like, I know that's like, what? But like, they're a cool snake for sure. No doubt.
They're going to become a rarity, like normal leopard gecko.
You know what it is?
You don't ever see it. Yeah.
I think what it is like, like our group, like let's just say the carpet python world is kind of like, they are like geeked out about the natural history of carpet pythons, that, you know, because there wasn't a lot of morphs in the beginning and stuff, so it's like, you can't, what are you going to do? So like, they're more into that type of thing. Not everybody, but just, you know. And in ball pythons, it seems like it's more business in like reptile business in a good way. Like, you know what I mean? They're like running a reptile business. Like, I don't think any, like, the big ball python breeders are the ones that run reptile businesses like a business. You know what I mean? I don't know. And I just think that, like, I think people have to look at that. It's like they get excited about making a different combination of morphs. They get to play mad scientist or whatever, you know?
Right.
And we geek out about, you know, oh, this python does this and blah, 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 you know?
Yeah, but okay. But to make sense to the whole business thing, you come in with so much money. Why wouldn't you want to somehow like turn it into a business? Because you're thinking investment, right? That's what you hear with ball pythons, investment. And I hate that fucking word, dude, because dude, like, again, how many people have kept a reptile longer than a year before they're now investing into fucking hundreds? Yeah. That's crazy to me. That's what COVID did. COVID brought a bunch of people who barely knew what a reptile was, saw Justin Kabelka or someone else doing it and thought, fuck it, I'm turning my shit into a business. I'm dropping 100K because I got that stimulus money. Fuck it. You know what I mean? And and the aftermath. Now the market is, I'm not gonna say the market's bad, but it's not easy selling a ball python in 2026. Like, you better have all the boxes checked. You better be grinding, and you better be using auctions on MORPHMARKET.
I think the funniest, I was just listening to your ball python show you did the other night with Ryan, and he's like, what did he say? I can't, oh man, oh shoot. I'm trying to remember how he said it. He's like, I can't, he was talking about the ball python, like the new ball python hobby. He's like, I can't be a part of this new age ball python.
I didn't know there was a new age.
He called it something different. Oh shoot, I can't remember.
I know what you mean. I know. I'm trying to think what he said. Ryan, if you're listening, please requote yourself. But he's like, he was just kind of like, and I feel like he didn't almost mean to say it out loud. He was just like, dude, I can't even keep up with these guys. Like, I'm just like, because it's kind of, it has wheeled into something that is,
the new world order of ball pythons. That was it. The new world order of ball pythons.
Dude,
it's a good t-shirt. Yeah.
But I will say, man, I know firsthand some ball python people killing it still. Like, you know what I mean? And again, these are the I know these people because they're the ones not complaining. Like, they're the ones who aren't, you know, a part of the
they're
blood
doing the work, right?
They're
like
doing the work. Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And again, dude, shout out to anyone in the ball python game hanging in there. I will say the beautiful thing I was able to see firsthand over the last 3 years is people getting interest in other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, I can't tell you, I sold over 30 chondros last year. More than fucking half of those went to first-time ball python guys now getting into chondros. Nice. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
Dude. But think about how that was for you guys. You know what I mean? If you've been doing this since 2011, think about how many people, and this doesn't have to just be ball pythons. It could have been any kind of colubrid or something.
Which, even just my collection, dude. Like, when we started, I had 6 coastal carpet pythons. Now I got 40 different species.
40? You have 40 different species? Holy
Owen doesn't get credit, man. Like, this guy
I fly under radars. It's like, it's on purpose.
Man.
So
you know, holy shit.
I feel even more of a dick now because I told Eric, I'll never forget, I loved our podcast so much. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna bring Owen on, and then after I bring Owen on, I'll bring us all on.
And I just kind of, we didn't have time. Like,
no, but Owen, we need that one-on-one for sure. It needs to happen.
No, I can tell you the story about how Bill Stiegel was planning to shave me at his house when I almost passed out after a carpet fest. I'll save that story for then.
Yeah, please do. There's another cool story I need you to tell later as well. So let's add that to the bucket.
All right, cool. Yeah, we got you.
So getting into the things as far as like, you know, I kind of want to get back to the network talk as far as like, when did you start thinking about implementing other people other than Owen, Eric? Like, or was it both you guys thinking about adding like that Fight Club segment and the other coffees and carpets, I believe was another segment. You guys have a few. So at what year was this becoming like a thought?
I don't know, Owen. What year was that? I would
don't know,
say
it was us for a while. I want to say
2019, maybe.
Maybe a little bit before that,
like that.
But yeah, it was a lot of, because the problem is that people were wanting us to do monitor shows and things like that, and I mean, I know enough to keep the animal alive, and that's about half the like 5-10 minutes of like, I feed it. But you know, so we kind of were looking out at getting some other people, so that's where kind of went.
So Justin, you know, we talked about it because we did a lot of herp trips with Justin, and like on these herp trips, we would talk about these things. And you know, the struggle was, like Owen's saying, is like I wanted to be like, I want us to like how we talk about carpets and Morelia and pythons. I want that same passion with whoever's talking about whatever the other
Whatever else.
you know, whether it's monitors, boas, colubrids, anything like that. So Justin had an idea for something different. He wanted to do like a debate thing. He kind of contacted me and talked to me about it. And I was like, yeah, it sounds like a great idea. Nobody's doing it, you know, so go for it. So he started. And then Zach Loafman hit me up and he said, Eric, because I think Owen and Riley were doing this colubrid corner thing.
We were not
that
good.
was like,
it was
sort of what I'm saying. Like they were talking about it and they did the research, but they're not like, you can't feel the passion behind them. You know what I mean? Because they didn't work with the species or they don't know. They're just reading it.
Shit. Yeah. Just regurgitating Wikipedia. And that's no one wants to listen to that. So,
So Zach hit me up and he said, look, Eric, I want to do NPR, but I want it to be about colubrids. I said, done. You know, it was just that easy. Like he said, he wanted to do the same type of thing, but just instead of pythons, make it on colubrids. And to have him in the network and Justin in the network, these are guys that I'm looking up to. It's like, hell yeah, man. Like, you know, we had some monitor guys for a while. We had Australian, but you know, they couldn't do it anymore. Stuff happened, stuff like that. But we got a couple things in the works that we're working on for new show ideas.
Yeah, and honestly, man, like I remember obviously thinking of the same thing, you know, 2 years in. I'm like, man, I don't have anyone talking crested geckos, and that was like a big thing coming up with the ball pythons. But it was really hard to do a crested gecko fucking episode. Like just like if I don't keep it, it's really hard for me to be excited about it.
Yeah,
I'll have questions, but like, dude, my passion comes from the shit that I keep. And I got questions I want answers to. So I get all like, you know, I get in my mode, but if I don't keep it, dude, it's really hard for me to go there. You know what I mean? And then again, I do shows that I enjoy. Like I don't do shows because again, I don't want to sound like a dick because of people's request. I've done topics where people request it and that's fine. But like, if it's not something I really want to talk about, I'm not going to do it because I want to have fun.
This is for me too. Like and
that's the thing. I started this for me. Like you gotta understand, like, you know, getting the whole vibe with Forrest, and then again, it was like the opposite for you guys because Forrest was like, we're doing a podcast, but we're not bringing on no ball python people. And I'm like, damn, like that. I was like, that's all my friends. And so he kept saying no to me, and he's like, the only person he wanted on was Miguel Garcia because he was calling out Miguel saying he wasn't making any money in ball pythons, and Miguel was willing to show PayPal statements. And so I was like, that show was about to go down too, dude. So anyways, having the whole ball python things, which started Trap Talk, I only brought on big ball python people, which was good for me because I was still wet behind the ears. Like I was barely 2 years in the game as a reptile keeper, you know? But man, I just wanted to learn, guys. Like, and I knew like, you know, finally in my life, I got in a position where I didn't want to talk. I just wanted to listen because I like talking. Obviously, you guys could tell I love to talk. But finally, I had people in front of me that just made me shut the fuck up and just like, dude, you're hearing some of the best advice you could possibly get. And that's why I confide into Forrest so much because he was the first guy spending 3-4 hours with me on the phone, like just fucking spewing out stuff that I would sit down in my room and just listen like this. Because I always found it so intriguing, and he would tell me about imports and the money he was spending and like stuff dying, and I'm like, oh my god, like, you know what I mean? And so and then he connected me with an importer that ended up sending me a bunch of shit, and then I had this relationship with this guy where he would be like, hey MJ, I got these chondros, and I'm like, dude, I'm broke till like April, and he's like oh good, he's like, I'll send them to you anyways. I'm like, what? And he would front me stuff, and then here I am getting stuff sent to me on the front, and dude, I just couldn't believe it. But it all started with the sense of me wanting to gain knowledge. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's why I grew the way I grew, because again, I did a lot of podcasts, did a lot of episodes, but I was a sponge, and I still am a sponge. I love this game so much, guys, because I know I'm nowhere near finished learning. Like it's never ending, dude. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. And when you think you figured it out,
something else comes in. Something else happens, and a new corner of herpticulture to explore, and then you end up like me, where it's like, what the hell am I doing with boas? Like, how did I get like 4 different boas? Like it, So
I didn't breed when I started NPR. I never bred a snake. I don't know.
I had 2 seasons under my belt. One that was a horrible thing, and then I had like 4 carpet clutches, and that's how we started. So talking to, and the first complete carpet book had just come out. I think it's like season 1 or season 2. So we're talking to like big name breeders who are now published authors. And I'm like, I have like 3 carpet pythons. Like I felt like a complete.
Yeah, there was a lot of
like,
hate
yeah.
that it was us. Like, or you know, it was me that was starting it because I didn't breed at that point. They're like, how are you going to talk to breeders when you don't breed? And I was like, I think I'm the best one because I'm going to ask the questions that the people that are tuning in want to know.
Like,
you know, like
exactly.
that's why I'm doing this. And
No, it's
you're
so
not doing
true.
it, so shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know, like,
and they don't want to listen to me. They want to listen to the guest. Like, I'm
it was never about us.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I told Owen, I said, Owen, it's never about us. It's always about the guest. Don't talk over the guest because there's one podcast where they talk over the guest like constantly. It drives
Jess
me
is there.
fucking crazy. So shut up. We're not here to listen to you. You know? But yeah, I don't know.
That's just how we want it. It's just asking questions and like building our own knowledge, kind of like guiding the audience with us too.
You know, for Owen to get called he's not a proven breeder yet by
Wow.
by Eugene Bissett.
I didn't have any kids. I don't have any
Yeah.
kids. And it was Eugene Bissett's like, so you're an unproven male. I'm like, technically, like I have no other. Yeah, like thank you. So
but yeah, just to talk to people like that, I was so glad that we were able to get Rico Walder on the show.
Yes.
Like
Oh
to
my
have
God,
that.
before he died. Yep.
You know
Wow.
what I mean?
That's crazy. What a heavy episode.
Now, like looking back on some of that stuff, like with Rico Forrest.
We had Richard Ross on the show before he Richard
passed.
Ross is the guy that wrote the Blue Bible about the
Python
Dr.
breeding
Richard
book.
Ross Python breeding stuff, and like he's texting me and talking to me, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what do I say? You know, like it was just like looking somebody that you really look up to, and like I don't know, it's really cool. So that's a great thing about doing the podcast, but it's a lot of work, man. You know that,
Oh my
like,
God. But then again, like you have, I mean, I just you guys saying what you said takes me back to episodes that like, even I'll never forget, like Ed Marino, like having Ed Marino on the show. When Greg Maxwell texted me, okay, like because shout out to Gary Shavino, but he was the one that gave Greg my number, and a couple weeks went by and he texted me, and I was like, I was frozen, like, oh, what the fuck am I even gonna say to this guy? I'm not even good at chondros. Like, I'm like, dude. But anyway,
why are you talking to me? Like,
That's what I was saying, man. It's so refreshing to hear somebody talk and like they actually. There's not a lot of people that understand our world, man. Like what we go through. And I was listening to you and Adam. I'm just like, oh my God, man, these guys get it. Yes. I'm driving to work at 4:00 in the morning, like, right,
no, man, but dude, it's just wild to think not only like the episodes that we've all had, but like where time goes, like
oh God,
I'm on my 7th year, I think now, doing a podcast. You guys started in 2011, all right? So it just doesn't seem like it's been that long.
No,
but that shows like how much you guys. I think anything enjoyable goes by quick.
Yeah,
and I think we love this shit so much where time is just flying by, dude. So it's like that's a catch right there, like this is the best time ever, but holy shit, it's been 7 years. Like, wow,
it's crazy, right?
It's daunting, dude. Like it's one of those things where I'm like, it can't be. And Eric's like, well, if you sit down and do the math, I'm like, shut up. Like, don't tell me math. Don't tell me numbers. Like, I don't want to hear you right now.
I know. Think about that. Like, you were what, Owen? You were still in your 20s?
I was in my 20s, which is why we used to record.
I was in my
NPR.
30s.
We used to record NPR on Saturday nights. And I'm like, please, can we choose a different day? Because like I'm 20 something and I'm here talking to you. Like, can we please pick a different day? So,
dude, that's so
that's
true.
how it became Tuesday.
That's how it was Tuesday.
Because the rule was, no matter what, we have a show. No matter what.
Consistent.
You're sick, I'm sick, whatever. We have a show.
But dude, in your 20s, bro, what fucking responsibilities do you really have? I know I would have been fucked if I was 25 trying to do a podcast. I would have, and okay, thinking of somebody I've always admired, and I'm gonna definitely bust his balls because he's been on your show, and okay, let's just get to the beginning. Stephen Cush, Cush, what a fucking individual. Okay, ever since I met him when I think he was, dude. When I actually met him, he was 17, but he was like, I was like, dude. you're 17, and he was fucking huge and just carried himself so well, very minimal spoken, but when he did speak, he fucking sounded so like smart. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like you're something else. And he was so just into the reptiles, right? And then again, doing podcasts is the way he did in the beginning with us. I'm like, buddy, it's a Friday. You're 20 years old. I'm pretty sure there's a rave down the street.
Go.
What are you doing here? And he's just like, I want to be here. And I'm like, fucking hey, dude. But you know, I that's why I admire the youth in this hobby. Like, you know, the one, because dude, I mean, again, I'm glad I came into this game the way I did, like well out of my 20s, fucking fucked already a bunch of shit up, and I was ready to get my stuff together. Yeah, people like Steve and I were built for this from the beginning. You know what I mean? And so, and again, he's not alone. There's other people out there. Do you know who Alex Meyer is?
The name sounds familiar, but I might not. Yeah.
He works with the Chinese water dragons and the oh my god, what's that lizard with the fucking crazy like
Sailfin?
Yes.
Oh.
Anyways, he has bred those as well. Anyways, I met him through Steven as well back when he worked at Cold Blooded, and I was like, dude, you guys are this young and you're this tapped into the reptile world. I'm like, you guys are so ahead of life. It's crazy. You know what I mean?
It's so weird that it's like, and also like full circle stuff. Like my roommate in college was Chris Foley. From
okay.
So he was the one. He's the one who dragged me into the reptile stuff. So it's like you go back around. It's like people all over the place that you've had interactions with for so long, but then there's new people that plug in to just bring the excitement. Like, you know, we tease Lucas Lee that we found him, and we're like he's our good boy, he's our sheltered good boy, but then he has been breeding Eric and I out of the freaking water. Like it is.
Do you guys see it?
God,
I need an explanation. I need an explanation why he deserves all the credit. Like,
all the credit, every credit. I haven't bred half the species he's done, and he's got, you know.
He told him, like, I don't even think he was born when I had carpets.
I think somebody hacked Lucas's social media. This is out of pocket right now, Lucas.
It is.
He's an example, like probably like what you see in Kush. Like I saw him on a YouTube video, and I was like, that kid's gonna be something. That kid's gonna be something in the reptile hobby. I have to get involved with him. Like, so I you know, I was like, hey, Lucas, you want to do this, you know? And then
it feels weird when we get to that point where we're the older guy going like, you got something, kid. Like, that's how did we get here? Like, I don't know. I was the 18-year-old going, I don't know, Mr. Mutton, how do I breed the animals? And now it's like, I like what you got. Like, I don't,
keep it up, Junior.
You know, a funny story about Nick. I told him, because Nick was like a mentor to me in my very early days of carpet python. Well, he still is, but I used to talk to him every day, right? Every day. And I said to him, hey, Nick, I got this idea. I'm going to do this radio show. I didn't even call it a podcast. I didn't think they had podcasts then. I was like, it's a radio show about carpet pythons. And he's like, we all do the Nick Mutton voice, like, oh man, that means that you know, you're gonna have 3 weeks of shows and then you're not gonna have any content. That's a dumb idea. And then like I think he came on like the anniversary show of like the 10th year, and he's like, I take that back.
He's been on a bunch. I love him. He's still
he took it back. I could have sworn he's never taken anything back.
It may be the only thing. Yeah,
that's it.
Maybe the only thing ever. But you know, he's fun to have.
Honestly, man, and Nick is such a fucking unique individual. You know, I'm not that close with him, but I've had him on a podcast a couple times, and he's somebody to where like whatever question you ask him, he's gonna make you feel really dumb, but like in a big brother way.
Big brother way. Like, all right, well, I'll tell you. Sit down. Like,
and me growing up with just sisters, I always confined in my older friends. So I always had that big brother type friendship where they would all talk to me that way, like, why would you do that, you stupid fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right,
that type of thing. But it's a smirk joke out of it, and that's like his fucking charisma. Like that's how. And if you don't get it, you don't fucking get it. I got it, and that's why I like it. Like there was times where like I forgot what podcast it was. It might have been with Ryan, but there was something challenging going on, and like I almost felt like he almost knew he could have been wrong, but he was like, whatever. Like he was just like, I don't give a shit. So it was like, all right, moving on. But man, like you can't take away the things that guy's done in this hobby, dude. Like
Oh,
that
hell
guy's
no.
that guy's a fucking pillar, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
the real deal Holyfield, and not even on a mainstream level. That's why I like Nick, is because if this guy if he was like a greedy individual or something, he could have fucking milked this hobby so bad.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the position that he's been in. And same with Ryan Young. That's why I fucking love Ryan
I
too.
love him.
Because
Yeah.
you got two guys that just love the reptiles. And honestly, they only deal with people because that's what feeds their business in a sense. But if they didn't have to deal with people, they wouldn't deal with people. That's how they are. And mind you, because they're so content with what they have in life, what they do in life, and I'm sure they like the relationships they have. Like especially Ryan, dude. I love having Ryan come out to Trap Fest or to Bill's party. Like being around that guy makes me happy, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Have you guys hung out with Ryan? Do you know the zingers that guy has? Like that
Oh,
guy,
yeah.
We got lost. We got lost looking for copperheads near my house with Ryan. Like it was,
Yeah.
yeah. Like we know him. Like it's but
oh my god! I tried. Go
I
ahead.
used to tell him that I wanted to be him when I grew up because
Yep,
that's
me
all
too.
with the amount of Indo species and other stuff that he's producing, and he's like he makes it look
So easy.
so easy. Like I have been hitting my head against the wall for like 10 plus years for white lips, and he's like, really? I get them all the time. I'm like, shut up, Ryan. Like it was so yeah.
Ryan was the inspiration for so at one point I had 37 species of pythons.
Yep.
And he was that inspiration, and I got burnt out real bad. It burned out quick, and I had, that's the whole thing. But anyway, I was like, I always look up to him, and I was talking to William Philippek,
Yeah, dude.
a little while ago, and I said, you're gonna be the Ryan Young of your generation.
yeah,
That's my prediction with him. Like
I think I would put a lot of money on that.
Yeah.
William Philippek, dude, like another
Love
Stephen
that guy.
Cush, like you know what I mean, but differently built. Like William's William, dude. This guy, nobody in the history of reptile podcasting has listened to more hours than that guy. I got
Rob Stone.
Oh, really? Rob Stone?
Yeah. Rob Stone, like an archive, dude. Like he
can recite like an episode that happened in like 2015 on like the most obscure episode. He'd be like, no, this is what you
Don't you remember this? No.
We need him versus William, dude, on a show.
All right.
That'd be a heavyweight battle because William, on the last show he was just on Monday, he was quoting Ryan Young from like fucking 2014.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, dude. Like
I think that was on NPR. Yeah, he was saying about green trees and short tails being similar breeding wise, but like, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
My God, man. So anyways, I don't know where we're going with that now. But yeah, okay. Talking about Nick Mutton and people like Ryan, kind of give me someone else who kind of really influenced you guys to keep the stuff that you keep. Actually, hold on. Before we even go there, what keeps sticking out of my head is like how much the breeding just isn't that important to you guys. And that's interesting to kind of talk about because, you know, it's changing a little bit now, but you get into breed for the most part. When you're doing this, you're doing it to breed.
Yep.
So why was it, Eric, not really a big thing for you to want to breed anything? Was it really because you just rather learn, or what was it, you think? And then we'll go to Owen.
I think for me, I saw an opportunity for Morelia, let's say, and when I say Morelia, I'm saying carpets and chondros, right?
Okay, cool.
But I think that they're like the perfect pet snake, especially a chondro. Like it's in a cage. You can keep it in your living room. It doesn't have to, you know what I mean? It's always going to be there perching. It's beautiful. Like, I mean, you know, and they're always out and about. Carpets are the same way if you want something a little bit bigger, but like we don't cater to the pet world at all. And I think we're missing something there. So like I took 1 year off of breeding because I like breeding. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing little heads poke out of the thing, but I'm not going to breed just for the sake of saying that I bred this year. I saw that the market was not that good. I didn't really feel like selling snakes all that much. So why would I breed? And I wanted people to know that it's okay. Like, you know, like I want people out there in the reptile world that it's like, I always got, it's like, well, I would ask somebody, I would text them and say, yo, man, I really like your collection. I think, you know, you want to come on the show? Oh, I can't talk. I don't have nothing to talk about. I've never bred anything. And I'm like, I hate that answer, man. Like,
true.
you know?
True. Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm coming from. I think it's very important in the hobby. There's people that do it and should do it and continue to do it. And I'm doing it this year, but I don't think that everybody has to do it. Why does everybody have to do it? Not everybody's geared that way. Maybe somebody just wants to look in their room and watch their snakes crawl around in their cage, or maybe they get enjoyment from, I don't know. But I'm just trying to let our listeners know that it's not the be all end all.
Right. What about you, Owen?
For me, like I breed for myself. Like I want to challenge myself. And then I also want, like, I'm either looking for a certain animal or I want to do a certain project, but I don't have an airplane hangar, so I can't keep everything. So I have to sell some. And also, if it helps, lower that massive rodent bill and stuff like that, so why not breed some things? But I'm in it for me. Like I want the challenge, I want the stuff, and I want to produce what I want to produce. If I was in this for industry wise, I wouldn't have the collection I have. And it wouldn't be set up the way it's set up. Like all my stuff's in cages because I love seeing them. I'm trying to phase out as many racks as possible because I don't want to be one of those. Something about like going to they used to do like tours on YouTube of like big massive collections, and it was just tubs, and it was like, well, there's something fun in here, and it's like, but like I want to see it. Like I don't want to just have a bunch of tubs hanging around. So that's pretty much my thing. But I'm pretty, I don't want to say heavy into breeding, but there's like I have a good amount of animals that I do try. Yeah, probably. Yeah,
you're pretty heavy into it. Bro.
Yeah, and half the time it's like, let's give it a shot. Crap, it worked. Like, and then it's I have to figure out what happened. So
yeah.
Yep.
But it's so true though. Like, I don't know. One thing I admire a lot of the people getting into chondros, not all of them, unfortunately, some of them already have business plans, but some of the people getting into chondros are like so concerned about keeping it alive. And in my head, I'm like, dude, fucking easier than ball pythons. But also I'm like, good. I'm kind of happy that you just give a fuck about keeping it and you're not thinking about the breeding in 5 years, which is crazy. Like, dude, even if you want to breed, you're fucking a handful of years away from that, have fun with the thing. Like, check it out. Make sure it's even for you. And I'm noticing a lot of the smart ball python people getting into chondros they're timid. They're like, I just want to see if I'm meant for this. And that's the way it should be, dude. Just, you dip your toe, make sure it's the right fit. And then if life happens to line up for you, fucking get more, but just the whole diving into things. I think the ball python market has scared enough people to like not worry so much about breeding, because here's the thing, breeding's the easy part. Sell the fucking thing. Show me how you do that. And what's crazy is like, there's some hot thing, like chondros are hot, but I still see some people struggling selling their chondro. I'll tell you that much. And again, it's people who need the money. Like those are the ones who are hurting, are the ones who need money and need to sell the reptile. And that sucks. Like that kind of pressure. It just, I feel bad for those people. I really do.
Yeah. This is one of those, it kind of seems like there's like pits and valleys to the reptile hobby. And it kind of goes with the market. People don't have a ton of disposable income. The reptile hobby suffers. So with that, the last thing you want to see is you go to the shows and there's obviously the flipper tables and stuff like that. And they have clearly what was once somebody's prized collection that they're just chopping up and selling because that person wasn't able to maintain. It's like, I think we've preached a couple times is don't be the person who's like, what I'll do is I will max out all my credit cards on racks and insert animals here. Then next year I shall make the money. It's like it's better to slow grow. And that's something that I had to learn the hard way, because I was that moron who bought 10 grand worth of cages before I should ever have done it, and had the website and had things, because I was told that's what you did. You bought the carpet.
Yeah.
And then a couple years later, they're like, oh, well, you'll make all your money back after the first 2 clutches. No one ever said if nothing goes wrong. Like that's the whole thing, is always the buy it, you'll make your money back in a couple of years. Not necessarily. Or like I was banking, I think my first couple of years, I was sitting there going like, I'm going to be the first one to produce caramel tigers. I bred them. I got 1 caramel tiger out of the entire clutch. Everything else was not. And it's like, now I got 10 grand worth of cages that I was going to pay off with this clutch. And now that's not going to happen. And that's the harsh reality that I think a lot of people run into with this stuff.
Yeah. I think like, when I think of when I was a new person coming back into the hobby, because, I would see guys like, I think of Barcheck, right? And I think of like seeing snake bites, and I think of like like looking at his collection and all those racks and saying, okay, so if I want to do this for a living, that's what I have to do. You know what I mean? So I think about that and I'm like, okay, so there's people that are listening to you and me and all three of us at, you know, the same way, I guess. It seems weird to me, but the same way that we would look at Barczyk. And I just wanted people to know that it's okay if you don't breed. It doesn't mean you're a nobody in the hobby. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, one thing about Barczyk is like I'll never forget, because Barczyk was the person I ran into after I bought my first ball python on Craigslist. I typed in the color of the ball python, or no, the guy sold to me, told me what the morphs were. That's what it was. So I went home and Googled the morphs, and sure enough, a Barczyk video popped up. And this is 2015, I want to say. And I was going through some crazy shit at that time, but I remember all I want to do was stay home and watch Barczyk videos. And there was never once in my mind saying I could do what he does. I was so blown away. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is all that? There's snakes in every single one of them. And then that's when I found out what a snake rack was. And then when I bought my first, I'll never forget, I had watched so many Barczyk videos to where all I wanted was that sound of opening the tub. That and I was like, that's all I want. And so I remember finding, and I still have that rack. It's funny. I found my first PVC rack on Craigslist that had 8 slots. And I only had 2 ball pythons. And in my head, I was like, I need to fill these.
every single slot must be full.
Guess what? I fucking filled them.
Yeah.
I filled them before I even knew what a codom or a recessive was. I didn't know. I had no idea that you can't put that yellow snake to that pied snake and make yellow pieds. Like I thought it was that easy. And then I saw a fucking YouTube video where it's like, it showed like putting a het to het and then raising those babies and then making the visuals finally or something like that. And I was like, that took 5 years. What the fuck? And so, so that's how that works. And so, and then by the time I really realized like what I really wanted to breed, I probably had about 50 to 60 ball pythons, most of them spider. Okay, most of them trying to crawl out of their
jag of the ball python world.
Back then I was partying pretty hard, so I'll never forget coming home pretty wasted with some friends. Couldn't wait to show them all my snakes. I flipped the lights on, and I shit you not, bro, 30 of them are going like this, looking. And I'm like, I shut the lights off. I'm like, let's get out of here.
Never mind. No, that's good. We don't need to later.
I was like, what is wrong with these snakes? And then I found out there was the fucking, the wobble and all. And I'm like, they all have it. Like they all have it. And it sucked because the killer bees, the bumblebee, I was obsessed with all that shit. And but I got to work, dude. Like, and once I found out, woof, I did not waste any time. I put them back on Craigslist, sold them pretty quickly, and then that's when I got that money and would spend it with that importer friend from Forest. And so, but dude, holy shit, like that's why a lot of times when I tell people to slow down, it's not because I'm trying to fucking tell you what to do. I'm just telling you, don't do what I did. Like, because it could be a nightmare. And if it wasn't for me being such a hustler and like go-getter, I would have had a bunch of snakes like a lot of these people now that I just don't want. You know what I mean? But again, dude, it's that easy to get in over your head. It is fucking easy, dude.
It really is.
Yeah, but again, thankful for the people I met in this hobby. Because the first people I met kind of fucking were throwing me some fucking down roads that made no sense, but I didn't know. You want to hear a funny story? I've said this plenty of times, but I thought I had this one guy that I would ask information from, and I asked him, I'm like, hey man, do you think this snake is gravid? And he's like, let me see. Is she still eating? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, that's a good sign. That means she's probably going to give you eggs soon. I'm like, all right, cool. So every shed for the next 7 months was a prelay shed. I kept like, hey guys, my clutch is coming. And then I finally had someone tell me like, yo, so when was your last meal? I was like, yesterday. They're like, yeah. Prelay shed. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I went back to that person, and that person no longer had an Instagram. He was gone. Dude, my God.
Like it's just
so again, like but eventually I met the right ones, and it just opened my eyes to so many things that man, I'm just so thankful for. As you guys already know, just talking to people like Nick and Ryan, like holy shit, if it wasn't for the reptile, I mean, even us, we wouldn't be talking if it wasn't for reptiles, but yeah, it's a beautiful time, dude. It really is, dude. I'll tell you that much. But let me ask you guys some things, like as long as strong as you guys been going, what's the goal? Like, at this point, like, is there a certain people you're after as far as bringing on the show that you haven't had on yet? And I'm not saying that to bring me on, but if you want to, you can. No, but seriously, like, you know, with the amount of guests that you guys been able to accomplish to bring on, like, what are some of the things you guys want the most for NPR?
Go ahead, Owen. You do it.
All right. Well,
I want to hear what you say.
At this point, I think we're very proud of the show as a whole and what we've been able to accomplish. Obviously, we do want to keep going forward, bringing on new people. And also, the good thing about the reptile hobby is that it is ever changing. New people are joining it every day. Like, you don't know who the next person who's going to influence us all is going to be. So there could be somebody picking up a bearded dragon at a Petco that's going to end up being somebody that takes us all to school in another couple of years on a completely random species. So I definitely want to keep going with that. But the other things that we're most kind of proud of too is being able to draw the community together as kind of like a whole.
Yeah, totally.
Carpet Fest was one of the things that we were definitely wanting to get started. We did like hit the Chondro Fest people over the head and steal that idea directly from them. But I feel like it's okay because there's like Retix Fest now and
the
a couple other
first Carpet
things.
Fest
There's
mostly all
Trap
Chondro
Fest.
people.
Like I don't care if, like, you know, like, do it. Like people have always asked us like why we didn't get tons of sponsors in the beginning, or why we don't charge for Carpet Fest, or why we allow anybody to have their own Carpet Fest without like kicking back to the throne. I don't know. Like, we don't care. Like, that's not the whole point of this thing. It's to kind of draw us all together and kind of build the whole thing up that way. So
I guess, I don't know. I mean, for NPR, we've always kind of stayed in the Python world. You know, I think I don't know. I think we should just continue. Like, we have some ideas for shows coming up. Like, I really want to do like some kind of, I'm trying to figure out how to do it, but like, I want to tick off each species of pythons and boas and do like a natural history episode on it. So that information is out there, kind of like how you can apply those things. I think, so let me change. What's changed with me over the years is herping. Right. And that's sort of like why I haven't bred as much, because I'm traveling so much, you know? And I think that information is not out there, and I'd like to get it out there. Other than that, I don't know. I like hanging out with my good friend Owen and talking snakes with whoever comes on. I mean, it's a good Thursday night. I don't know.
And that's kind of how I see it. Like, you know, like I try to think like down the line, and I'm like, dude, I just want to keep talking reptiles. Like, that's what they're coming here for. And what's crazy is, like, I don't need to bring up the guy's name, but there's another podcaster out there who went on a rant bitching, saying, what other reptile guests should we even have on? We've had everybody on. There's nothing else to talk about. And I'm like, yeah, dickhead, you keep no reptiles. So no wonder you're running out of topics. It makes sense. But it's like, again, I don't understand having a reptile podcast when you don't fucking keep reptiles.
Yeah,
that's kind of weird.
That's kind of weird.
You got nothing else going on in your life, no other hobby that you might be a part of that you could talk about, but and then again, talking shit, saying there's nothing else to talk about. That is a fucking lie, dude.
Oh man,
like,
I could talk to people for hours. You know,
Ryan Young came on a ball python segment, which you would never think he would do, but he loves talking snakes that much. He's down to talk ball pythons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you have the right person, you could talk. This will never end. You know what I mean? And that's the way I look at it. Like, and I feel like that's what you guys been doing. That's why you've been lasting as long, because you guys are just talking reptiles with fellow-minded people, just shooting the shit, dude. It's not that serious, but yet people love it. You know?
Yeah. I think. I don't know. The feedback that I get a lot is that me and Owen are, because we are really friends and we are close. Like,
so I guess
people
get
get on that.
Sure.
Yeah,
Traveled to Australia together. Didn't kill him there, I guess. So,
so like, I think people feel like they're listening in on a conversation of I don't know, like people talking about snakes, and at least that's why I listen to podcasts. You know, it's like, oh yeah, and I'm talking to it as I'm driving because I'm usually driving as I'm doing it. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea, and then I'm like, hey Siri, take a note for me. You know,
it's crazy how a fucking 4-hour podcast will get my attention, but I can't sit down and watch TV no more. Like, it's so crazy. Like, I'm gonna admit it, dude. My wife got these weird. I'm not gonna lie, I like them too, dude. But there's like a little People Big World show that she likes to watch that I like, and then there's fucking Vanderpump Rules shit that like kind of gets my attention. I'll admit it, but if it's not with her, I can't watch television, dude. I really can't. But that also shows other people, like I'm not the only one. Like I forgot where I saw this statistics, but most people listen to podcasts or some sort of audio talking platform nowadays. You know what I mean? They don't have the attention span to sit in front of a television and watch a show that's on every Friday. It's not like that no more.
Yeah. No, it seems like we're going back around where everyone's gonna huddle around the radio and just kind of listen now. It's like, I don't know how we got back here, but whatever. So it's funny because I joke that Eric and I every year are always asked to do like a episode on getting your animals ready for breeding, like every year around the same time. And I'm like, we can't, like, why are we doing this episode again? Like, we've had 13 of these over the years. Like, what else is there? But there's always something new to talk about in that episode. Just in, like how we've learned or what we're trying, how we're messing with this Rubik's Cube. And it's like, all right, okay, I get it. That's annoying, but I get it. Like but I think you could totally keep going with this.
Makes sense.
We're gonna keep going till one of us is dead, and then that'll be when it stops because we can't have a replacement cat.
I often joke that me and Owen are gonna be the old Muppets up in the balcony,
just yelling at people. It's gonna be great. So, it'd be fantastic.
You sons of bitches.
Yeah. In my day, we didn't keep Chondro in no 3D printed thingy. Like it's
Your snakes are just laying on each other. They're not locked, idiot.
They're not locked. Those are males. Like what? Males.
You get eggs after the 6th prelay shed.
Yeah, you gotta stop. Like it's over.
They're males.
They're males. What? They're males.
Oh,
like, it's how that would happen. I've done that. I'm like, and still seem to be getting along. Probe. That's why. Like it's.
Oh my God, man. So I gotta ask you. No, so you have bred carpets, Owen, or not?
I have bred several. Carpets.
Okay.
I think 22 different species of reptile at this point.
Cool. So you can relate to this topic then.
Yes.
So I gotta ask you guys this question. When did you guys first ever have the episode where something as sensitive like Nido was discussed, or like, or somebody kind of coming out and saying, dude, I got wiped out, or
when it started?
Let's talk about that. And let's talk about like how you guys were taking that information. Because I remember it was like hearing about AIDS for the first time. It was fucking like, holy shit. And then people's collections were dropping from what I remember, dropping like flies. So let's talk about that era real quick. Let's scare some people.
Okay, cool. It was weird because it started. I know we had Cody and Pia on in the beginning. Yeah, because Cody was one of those people that he was in the forefront of it because it was one of those, if something bad happened in your reptile room, that was your dirty little secret and you kept it quiet. But the problem is that people were buying adult animals. And then being like, I've brought it home in the cage with the rest. And then no quarantine procedures, no nothing. And it wasn't necessarily by any kind of malice, but other people were breed loaning animals like Chondro. People were breed loaning their stellar animal to go breed a bunch of somebody else's stuff,
right? Not
knowing that this thing was asymptomatic, and it just spread like wildfire, and it was scary. I remember the dog head lab, they sent us free kits to test so that we could talk about it on the show and kind of be like, swabbing, it's not that hard, off it goes. And it was scary.
Fish head, by the way.
Fish head. Thank you. Fish head. Thank you. You see, I do it that often. But it was scary because people, I had wholesalers that were telling me they weren't going to buy any carpet pythons at all because of this stuff. It was bad, but it was also, I think people kind of forget that there was something that burned through both pythons. I don't know if it was their Nido virus, but then also there was stargazing in boas that got a lot of people freaked out on that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
it seems like everybody has their problem, and then it, you know, we adjust, we figure stuff out, we change our ways from obviously having quarantine procedures for new animals. Some people I know completely close their collections. They don't bring in anything new. They just breed from within. So
Did you guys talk quarantine in 2011? Or was that even a topic back then, or was it wasn't? Like, I'm just curious how important that was.
it was
I think Owen was big on that because I mean, I read it in books and whatnot, but I think Owen, because he came from
I worked in
a lab
laboratory and I
that,
worked
so,
in
like,
zoo. So
yeah.
it was a thing. It was like, new animal comes in, it doesn't go in the main room. It's like, yeah. And I was doing quarantine, but I was doing quarantine for animals I bought from other people. I wasn't quarantining stuff I got from my friends because they didn't tell me there was a problem. But
Yeah.
you know, I got a carpet from a friend of mine, not knowing, came home, mites. And it's like, that's like, mites are one thing, but all the other stuff was way heavier. So
Yeah.
that just shows. So it was
I think
bad.
too, we, you know, Justin being a virologist,
Yeah.
really
Walk us
helped
through it.
walk through that kind of stuff. You know, he's sort of the, you know, he always says, if you only knew a virologist that you could ask, you know, oh, yeah,
If
you're
only
right.
we had one. Like he did that a lot during COVID.
Yeah.
It was getting a little old towards the end. Yeah.
All right, we get it, dude. We get it. Fuck.
Get it, virus. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a scary time for sure. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
And it's still, you know, you have to be careful. And I don't really buy snakes anymore that much. So I don't have that
One of the
same
days,
thing,
like,
but
it used to be right before breeding season with carpet breeders, big names would like swap animals so they could do pairings. That doesn't happen anymore. It's like, if you want it, you buy as a baby and you raise it up. There's not the Madame Blueberry, who was this big red carpet python that was owned by Will Leary, went to like Jason Balin's house. Like, and that was a big thing because it was this, like, his collection was now going to be bred to this female. That doesn't happen anymore with Morelia or carpets. It's like, you do it in house. So I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, because okay, and I want to know if this is correct, because, you know, for me, I heard Nido through Chondros, right? And then I was told that there was an individual somewhere on the East Coast that was, like you said, making loans or like trimming down their collection, but unintentionally selling these snakes that were fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, like selling a bunch of Nido positive snakes. But again, they weren't testing back then. They didn't know it was a thing. But then I actually heard it all really began with carpets. Like it was more affecting the carpet community before it leaked into the chondros. And I don't know how accurate that sounds to you guys.
Well, you know, it's funny, at the first Carpet Fest, I remember talking. So at the first Carpet Fest, there's more chondro people than there were carpet.
Yeah, we
people.
were not well represented. So
And I remember because I was trying to get into chondros, and I remember them telling me, "No, you don't want to do that. Don't do that. Why? As soon as you breed them, they die."
Yeah.
I was like, what does that even mean?
yeah.
That doesn't even sound right to me. Like, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, well, you know, they'll drop dead. You know?
Yep.
Was that Nido back then? You know, I
think it's a chicken or the egg thing. Like, because there were a lot of crossover with chondro and carpet breeders having chondros and carpets. So
I remember in the 80s, Burmese pythons used to get respiratory infections all the time, because I was a big Burmese python keeper. I think I had 15 of them. And I remember them saying green Burms always get this thing, and it's just part of them that they do it. And I was like, well, that doesn't sound right. You know, like, was that then? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't really hear about it in carpets until probably around the time that Cody and Pia started talking about it with chondros. But when they did, they said it's in carpets and chondros, and I think they even said blackheads at that point with
roughies
as well. You know,
like
Yeah.
I think it's any, because I've heard potentially white lips, maclots. I've heard like python. It's in its crosshairs, depending Indo Australia kind of stuff. So
Did you guys ever take it to the extent of like testing all your stuff when this was happening? Like, did it push you to the point where, all right, you need to know if your animals have it, or was it just kind of like, well, fuck, I don't see anything with my animals. So, and again, breeding's not a big thing to you guys back then. So, how did you guys handle it within your own collection after hearing all these stories?
If something got sick, it got tested.
You addressed it, yeah.
Yeah, like it got tested because
right.
Yeah, because it's like it's one of those don't test it. It's fine. Like, you know, if it's not sick, just let it ride. But the second something got sick, tested it. I had one scare where I thought there was an issue, but it turned out to be a drug-resistant strain of Pseudomonas, which I've never been so happy to see drug-resistant strain of Pseudomonas on a thing other than like that. So that was definitely something. I did have an animal that was on breed loan that ended up that the mate that it was with tested positive. So that snake never came back to the house.
Yeah.
And that's when we learned that Nido doesn't cross the egg shell.
Mm-hmm.
So we were able to take the eggs, and all those babies, I did a couple tests on them when they hatched. Everybody was negative. So, but yeah, it's just like, that's it. It's almost like now if I do send an animal out, I don't expect it to come home. Like, it's just like one of those, it's okay if it like breed it for a couple of years, then keep it. Like, I don't want it back. So
yeah. And what's crazy is like, you know, I've like Socrates. I don't know if you guys know who Socrates is. Ariel Max Orioles, definitely a good mentor of mine, but you know, he was crazy on Nido testing, and he's the one that taught me how to Nido test a snake. And he even still to this day Nido tests his whole collection once a year. And for me, I mean, especially after having Dr. Tillis on, I'm like, dude, the fuck's a Nido test even going to do for you? And again, if you don't plan on selling your adults, which you shouldn't, like your adults should be here with you, right? But I don't see what the fuck a Nido test is going to do for a snake that's not showing you any symptoms. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And that's that, you know? And again, I only say that because you have people who are coming to me like saying, yeah, MJ, like I got all these swabs, and it's like you could tell you're stressed. And like I get it, like if you have a new collection, test, go ahead. But having this whole scheduled testing every year is not going to do fucking shit for you. Mainly because go listen to that Dr. Tillis video. Most of these companies, they're only testing for us a certain strain of Nido.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Great.
And so you have all these you have all these negative tests for that one strain, but what about that other strain that just happened to just skim under the test? And I'm not saying it's not worth testing. Go ahead, but don't think you're in the fucking clear because you got to test. Like,
it sort of gives you a certain, like a better, you have a sense of security, and it's not really there, you know, because you took this test and it says positive, but it's,
And again, like if somebody
or negative, I mean,
I sell, even if it's a baby, and I only sell babies, but if they want a Nido test, sure, go ahead.
Yeah.
But I tell them you better test it yourself. Like even with me testing it, when you get it, test it yourself. And that's how, you know, if you really want a peace of mind, test the fucking animal yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and again, even then, like gives you a good idea, but you're not out of the clear. You're really, but then again, that's why it's good to have at a certain point a closed off collection or a really strict quarantine, which how many people really have a strict quarantine? Let's really think about this. 9 out of 10 do not. 9 out of 10 do not. They put it in a corner, which is 10 feet away from their other stuff, and they say, oh, that's good over there. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's not how quarantines work, you know?
Go clean the quarantine animal, and they're like, oh, I have to do something downstairs. It's like, no, it's completely, completely different day. Like, come on. Like, I know that I can't do a quarantine setup in my thing, but it's like, they're in a different room in the house. They're serviced on a different day, and I'm wearing gloves the whole time. Like it's but even then, dude, I know it's not perfect, but it's the best I can do. And that's what I think everybody should do. So
I've been lucky where I haven't had any respiratory infections.
Everybody.
Oh, shit. 6, 7 years, probably. But I can tell you where my collection did get wiped out. Carpet Fest. Everybody went to Hamburg. They came back. They brought all the mites into my snake room. Oh, when you're dealing with a collection, 400 plus snakes.
It is a nightmare.
I wanted to quit, man.
Yeah.
I wanted to quit. I'm just like,
Oh my God,
And
bro.
now those
Yeah.
little bastards are becoming immune to prevenamite and stuff like that. Because I've heard some people who it's like, no matter what they do, they're still there, and it's like great. So now we get to deal with like pesticide resistant mites in a couple of years. Like that'll be something new. So yeah,
Honestly, dude, I tell newer people like, hey, I get it, fucking super Nido tester, but worry about mites.
yes,
First and
those
foremost.
things suck.
Like that's a fucking problem right there.
Yeah, that is a vector. That is a
If you don't
huge
have-
vector.
If you don't have a fucking right system to kill these fuckers, they're gonna come back in 90 days, dude.
Yeah.
And they go dormant. I told people this before, like they could disappear and act like they're gone and then come right back.
Yep.
And
and
dude,
I got rid of them, and then they came back at the next carpet
Yep.
fest.
The next carpet fest. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, no more.
A year
people in
later,
my
he
snake
got it
room.
again. Yeah.
Dude, I've lost so many good snakes, and it's
it's
man,
fucking
terrible.
Yeah.
And you know what really took it over the edge, at least for me. I've talked to Steve Katz about this, but I used that what's that spray called?
Frontline.
Frontline.
yeah.
Because I was like, oh man, this is going to make it easy, just wipe the snake off, blah 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 blah, and it killed a lot of my snakes.
Dude, I heard that before. God damn.
Yeah, killed a lot, especially babies. Oh my god, like just gone.
that was
So
the
I had
rage.
I had 6 clutches that were
Oh
that
my
I did that year. And this is probably another reason, but down deep in my mind, like I just was like, no, I need to step. I can't breed. I can't, you know what I mean? It's just like my spirit was so broken, man. It was bad. It was really bad.
Yeah, it's hard to deal with that shit. I don't know if you heard the Josh Hansen episode I had, Workshop Reptilium, last week. I had him and Jeffrey on, his assistant or his partner, I'm sorry. And he told me, and god damn it, like I wanted to ask him who gave him the mites, because he said he got a shipment in and brought in mites to his fucking prestige collection that he has. But then his veterinarian or somebody, god, I can't remember, somebody told him about a pill that you put into the rat that you feed the fucking snake to, and it kills, it instantly nukes them. Like it's like it's gone. But the thing is, you have to feed every snake. Like, I mean, if you have a collection and there's mites, every snake needs to get hit with this fucking rat. Oh my god, what was it called? And I don't know. Luke, shout out to Lucas, the guy who taught you guys everything. But Lucas is saying NexGuard. Is NexGuard a pill? Could be something like NexGuard, but he's saying NexGuard your mites, people. I don't know.
I don't know what that one is. I use ivermectin solution because that usually ends up doing it for that. But the
that's a Foxolander? A Foxolander? Oh man, I hope I'm saying that right. Anyways.
Oh, it's a pill.
It's a pill. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, again, man, like and you have people who have a quarantine process, but how do you quarantine something when you keep adding new stuff into that quarantine room too? Like I never understood a quarantine room for an animal that you've had in there for I don't know how many months, and then you go to the next show and you add something in it and you put and you add that next. So doesn't that have to reset the whole quarantine process in a sense? Like does that mean it starts from day one? Or because I never really understood how does that really work? Like if you're doing it the right way.
Yeah, if you're doing it the right way, it's like a 90-day quarantine. And I would be in that exact situation where I had an animal that was on day like 86, but then I got a new animal. So guess what? That 80, it's 0 now. Everybody starts at another 90 days. I think there was like an Angolan python that I think it took him almost a year to get downstairs to the main room because I kept adding shit and like he kept still being there. And like it was just so it made a quick buying thing, and then finally everybody cleared quarantine. Everybody was at the 90 days and then was able to bring them downstairs. So, but yeah, that's it. You have to start over again. And then the thing is, you got to watch because I had that Angolan and I got a pair of spotteds, and the spotteds brought mites. Jesus. So then I had to treat the Angolan and the spotteds, and that was annoying because the spotteds were so tiny. It was like, am I going to kill these things? And then trying to get that all done. And once you saw them off the Angolan or the spotteds, they were on the Angolan. So it was just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that's why you do it, because I treated 3 snakes and was going out of my mind, not the like 100 something I have downstairs. Like,
yeah.
So
Which again, imagine a whole room of that, which I hate to bring up old stuff, Eric, I'm sorry, but like, dude, that shit would really test your sanity. It really will.
It really did, man.
Dude, and it sucks too, because when you have a room full of animals and you're over it, what the fuck do? You just have to get to work. You have to get to killing immediately.
Yeah,
exactly.
And again, like my biggest struggle was with scrubs, because I was getting imports, you know, and scrubs, like me and Steven has this thing. If your scrub is soaking, it has mites. Like scrubs do not soak unless they got fucking mites. And I'll tell you what, there would be times where I would have a scrub, which I could have sworn was miteless, and I'm having the best day ever. And I walk into my room, and I see it soaking
in the water.
And I'm like, I'm like, all right, this is the time Steven's wrong. Like Steven's for sure wrong. This snake does not have mites. And then sure enough, I have a process where if a snake does have mites, or I think it has mites, it goes immediately into a soak bin with Dawn soap, the blue soap, right?
Yep.
You'll immediately see these fuckers drop to the floor.
Yep.
And so sure enough, put that thing away, walk away for a few hours, pick up the tub, look underneath, and there's a couple black fuckers.
Like
Dude, and you're like, I don't even have substrate. This is paper. So there should be nothing coming off this snake. You know what I mean? And dude, again, it would really wreck my spirit, because I'm like, I'm proud of my room, you know, and I love having people come over. And the last thing, I've been to fucking prehistoric pets. Like the last thing I ever want is that kind of experience for somebody, somebody to come to my room and say, hey, what's that black peppery stuff running all over it, or like, why is there so many bubbles coming out of that snake's mouth?
Why are their eyes like all the way down here? Because of that, it's like,
why is this one missing a face? That's not funny, but anyways,
I would just turn to dust right then and there. If you were like, what's wrong with his eyes? I'd be like, nah, dude. So,
but again, like and not that you I don't know, I don't want to say you shouldn't beat yourself up, but you should take it that serious where you don't want that to fucking happen. You know what I mean? Because mites is an issue. I'll tell you guys that right now. Like it's more important to be on top of than Nido testing your snakes every fucking year. You know what I'm saying? And again, like I have Dr. Tillis coming back for round 2, which we're gonna dive deeper on it, but I don't know if we could ever get to a solution with this Nido thing. It's so complicated. Like it's such a fucking non-easy topic to really cover, because it's like we have so many, like, nothing confirmed about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think the hard part is, right, it's like, how do you talk about it and not scare new people? And how do you, but you're still telling them, like, being honest with them about what the situation is. You know, I think sometimes maybe people are afraid to talk about it. For me, it was like, I'm too stupid to like have that kind of, I have to talk to somebody about it. Like Tillis was the, when you had Tillis on, Dr. Tillis, Lucas told us right away, dude, you got to listen to this episode. Oh my God. And he was like, you could see the stress in his face.
It's okay.
And it was great, man. It was a good episode, probably the best that I've heard on Nido so far.
Yeah, man. Well, again, but it's like we got some information, but it clears up nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's more like, oh, then what do we do? I guess I should test even more. No, you shouldn't.
No, right. That's the shit part. There is no good answer. There's there's no good. Obviously, all we want is just to be like, it's sick. I'm just gonna, and now it's better, and that may never happen. So
and shout out to people like Forrest, who was like, he opened my eyes to a lot of shit that he was experiencing with, and it just made me realize, I'm like, and Forrest was kind of like, he was an extremist with adding shit. Like he went ballistic. He had a fucking just a credit card with no limit on it. That's how good the Roto game was to him. And so, but it put me in a position where I'm like, dude, less is more a little bit. Like, I think, and because I definitely at that time had fucking hardly any money, and so losing an animal really affected me. Like it really, not only emotionally, but like financially, I was like, I'll never get this back. Not that I was planning on getting it back, but it's like, dude, losing an animal, like, okay, I lost that 500, but now I don't have the fucking animal.
Right.
And somebody has a good question too, because I think this is the reason why I didn't ask Josh, like, who brought in the mites, because I feel like, who cares? You got them. Like what matters is, don't go back and buy that snake from that same person ever again. I feel like if somebody does you wrong in any way, well, you vote with your dollar in this hobby. And what's crazy is, like, this importer guy that I dealt with, He was fucking over so many people that just kept going back to him and spending more
Yes.
money. And again, he took care of me all the time, but I knew certain people that he wasn't taking care of, and they would still go back and drop more money, and it just never made sense to me. It never.
I bet you it's that same
familiar.
importer that I told to go
Yeah.
pound sand.
Joe Switalski.
Yeah, sent me.
I don't mind saying I've said it 100 times, and
All
you know, and
You put it out there, so I'm going to
I
say.
don't think Joe gives a fuck, to be honest.
More
Like,
Python
Yeah, yeah,
with
baby Timo.
maggots in the cup,
oh my god,
dude,
Crawling.
maggots.
dude.
So I sent him a message, and I was like, he's like, hey, how was everything? I said, dude, there's maggots in this cup.
Yeah.
Not for
He's
me.
like, oh,
Not
that
like-
that happens sometime. What?
No, it doesn't. Where?
No.
What planet
I never
does that
said
happen?
maggots in a cup. Like,
Dude,
I'm not saying they're isopods or some shit. Like, what are we doing? Like,
I know what fly maggots are. It's what I'm
Yeah.
looking at. Like,
Oh, that made me so mad.
No.
Yeah,
And, you know, and again, like you see that kind of shit, and you're like, man, because I'm dealing with so many positive people, right? I'm dealing
Yeah.
with like my interaction with the reptile hobby is like all the people I admire, or the people I look up to, or the people that other people look up to and want to talk to. And it's like you're interacting with them, and you're like, and then you get somebody like him, and you're just like, are you serious? Like, what?
yeah,
Stuff
and,
all
and,
like
and
that,
honestly, like it was my own friends were coming to me because I brought him on my show. Like I would talk about him,
Mhm.
and people would hit him up, and I got so many people, like good people, good-hearted people. They're like, MJ, like I know you know this guy, and this is what he sent me, and it's not even what he asked for. Like it's a complete different snake, or the snake's dead. There was so
Yep.
many DOAs, and he would just leave them on red. And I'm like, dude, I got so sick of hitting him up. Like, don't do this to my Patreon member or my friend. Like, what are you doing? To where I had to cut him off. I just stopped talking about him. And you know, like again, he was a friend of mine, but god damn, that's so fucked up, dude. Like, and I felt like he only took care of me because of the relationship we had with Forrest. And he probably knew how to big mouth on my show too. So, but again, it just wasn't fair to other people. And and there's many Joes out there. There's a lot of fucking deadbeat fuckers out there that just want to fuck people over and take their money.
Yeah.
But I think nowadays it's like you got to have a lot of balls now because people speak up, and you know. But again, dude, like, what does it really take to get somebody out of this hobby?
I don't know.
I know people who fucking have done the most horrendous things, okay, and they're still kicking somehow in this hobby.
Yeah.
What
What was that retic guy's name? That retic guy that was like
the dude from Slither. The dude from
Samson,
Slither
that's
set up at a
Samson.
show, and I'm like, why are you here? Like, this was
I blame,
before
you know,
all the
like-
other stuff happened.
why did they let him go to the show?
And
Like,
that-
you know, I mean, like,
I don't know.
well, that eventually is what stopped it. Like,
Right.
I think
all the
sometimes
promoters
for
got hit,
me-
so
I think sometimes for me, that's where, like, I guess it's just not how I'm wired. It's like, I'm not doing this for money or anything like that. Like, you know, we do get money. I'm not saying we don't. We have Patreon, all that kind of stuff, but it's not like, you know, the main goal. And I just think, like, you know, sometimes, like, I don't know, man. I think now I just lost my train of thought. Shit, that happens sometimes. So,
yeah, it's
Oh,
gone
you-
now.
you psyched me out. Damn it. I'm sorry. It'll come back.
Let's switch gears. Brandon Wheeler starting shit in the chats. Who's Mike Cross?
God damn it, Wheeler.
Ah,
God damn it.
Wheeler.
Okay, I want to know who this guy was to you guys, because from what I understand, stand-up dude until shit went down, and
Yeah.
shit went down, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
crazy how that could happen. But what's your guys' relationship with the Mike Cross situation?
He'd been at multiple Carpet Fest. We had him on the show, I think, once ish,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Well, 2012, I think.
Yeah, he's a Maryland guy. So we're both in Pennsylvania, so he's somewhat local. He
Dude.
would go to shows every once in a while and split a table with Jason Balin. And he's got multiple pictures in the carpet books for caramels and stuff like that. He was kind of known for his jungles.
Right.
And then I think it was last year, Jason Balin's like, have you heard from Cross? I'm like, no. Like, he and I don't talk regularly. And then Jason kind of filled me in on everything that was going on. And I'm like, holy shit. And then Foley kind of also filled me in on stuff. And it was the kind of two of them telling me everything. But I don't know. And part of me wants to give the guy the benefit of the doubt that he did that thing where he got in trouble. Like, maybe overpromised, didn't produce enough, maybe had a sickness that he was trying to hide. all that other stuff, and then just got way too deep. But from some of the stuff that we're hearing, I don't know if I can give him that benefit of the doubt. So it's like,
mainly because, dude, you know how we take care of each other in this community. Like if something were to go down and he was outspoken about it, which we don't know the circumstances, but no circumstances should lead to you stealing money from fucking good honest.
Right. That doesn't make any sense. And it's almost like all right, well, clearly Mike's got an explanation. It's like, he sold the same animal to 12 people. Never mind. Like I got never mind. I'm gonna be quiet. Like I got nothing. So that's just pretty much where it went, dude. But like to see that a guy that we kind of figured would be on the up and up just kind of turn like that, it was weird. But
yeah, definitely like one of those things where you're like, wow, I can't believe that, that happened, because our interactions with him at Carpet Fest he was a normal guy,
normal stuff. Carpet
and I'm with you, man. Like shit happens, you know what I mean? He could have texted one of somebody, or sent a message and said, hey man, I'm really screwed up, and I over said I would have these and I don't, and I don't know.
Yeah. And again, it's like we only want to bring, like, I guess, who we feel like are the best stand-up people in the hobby on the show. And sometimes, dude, it's like, what the fuck? I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Like I had a guy
to me a couple times. Yeah.
I kind of had a little falling out with the ball python guy because he took it real personal that he heard a chondro guy that I brought onto my show say that he had a clutch, and then apparently sends him the baby that was, I'm not gonna lie, it was a small baby, should have never been sold. It was tiny. It wasn't eating for him. It was his first chondro, and he was stressed, but he was more upset that I brought him on my show and that he would have never spent this much money on this snake if it wasn't for me bringing him on my show. And I'm like, so what the fuck you want me to do? Refund you? Like, I don't get it. Like, and I never said everyone on this show you should do business with. I've never done business with the guy before. And so I kind of was like, all right, I'm working my damn hardest not to take everything so personal, but I do. And I took that very personal because I'm like, what? Like, this is why you're texting me, is because you're mad that I had him on my show? Like,
I had nothing to do with this, so I wasn't even right here. Like,
I'm not fucking, guaranteed buyer morph market fucking or over here. Like, dude, you take that risk, and I don't vouch for everyone business wise, but it did kind of make me feel some type of way because, at the end of the day, I want people to be okay with doing business with whoever I bring on the show. But the thing is, I haven't done business with everyone on the show. And sometimes, like, the reason why you get along with so many people is because you don't do business with them. And again, I can't know what everyone's intentions are. And I'm not even saying that seller was in the wrong, but don't come to Trap Talk, dude, and blaming fucking Trap Talk for you to do it on their fucking show. You know what I mean? Like, maybe your first chondro shouldn't have been $10,000, asshole.
Jesus.
Why don't you let that one simmer, dickhead? Jesus Christ, bro. Fuck these people. Sorry, I had to get that out.
that was brewing back in there for a while.
Yeah,
it really was. To get it out.
I miss those rants, Owen. Owen knows how to push the button.
There's certain buttons I can push. He's like, watch Eric off, and I'm just
like, doink, and I'm just like,
I had that shit tucked like a Nolan Ryan fastball, bro. Just
ready,
just waiting. And as soon as Owen put his mitt up, I fucking threw it right down the pipe, dude. I fucking love it.
Give me an opening. All right.
Now I know why you got Eric. Now I know why you got him. I get it.
Yeah.
It makes sense, dude.
Uh-huh.
No, but again, dude, it's like, I don't know. Like, I do my best to be like everyone's a good person, but I just know that's not the case. But again, it's kind of like worrying about a collection with Nido. You're not going to go anywhere worrying about Nido. Like, bro, you roll with the punches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, if somebody isn't doing something right and you care about them that much, you better fucking check them. I will tell you, one of the people I love the most is Patrick Holmes, because I know I'm not an easy person to come and criticize or correct. Patrick has no issue doing that. He never has for a while. And even though there's a lot of times I fucking get offended and I tell him to go fuck himself, I realize like how right he is. You know what I'm saying? But I value friends like that, because there's a lot of things I feel like I'm right on, but I'm really not right on. And it takes someone to kind of tell me what this, how they see it. And a lot of times it makes sense. But but at the end of the day, like, Patrick fucks with me because he knows I'm always trying to get better and trying to, like, I always make any situation right again But that's all you could really do, right, guys? Like, what else can you really do out there?
No, that's it. You know,
and
Own the mistake and move on from
yeah,
it.
and
That's
just
all, you know?
roll with it. It's also like I had a friend that does a lot of lizards and stuff, and he had some health issues, and his animal care went below where I believe he was even wanted, but he was just unable to do it. So we had to have the hard conversation of it, dude. Sell them, get rid of them, do something, either get help or go down. And it's shit. It's hard to take a friend to task like that, but you got to do it sometimes, because then he did go down and sell a lot of his animals. He's now got a smaller collection. He's getting healthier, and the animals are being taken care of correctly. But that's difficult. And the problem is that if people hide that shit, you don't ever get to have that conversation until everything just explodes. And then you can't help. So,
and again, it's kind of easy because, like, again, in your situation, if you were to go to him and he was offended, said you're wrong, and then spins a narrative with his other friends and talks shit about you, then you can't have anything to do with a person like that.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? Like, there's an individual we know pretty well that I've given so many chances to, and for whatever reason, there's an issue, and that line is crossed where he's bashing me on his page or saying something that is completely out of left field. And at what point do you fucking say, okay, I'm over this shit? Like, I'm tired of this fucking person having this issue with me, which I don't even know what I did to him. I don't know what I did to him other than get lace monitors. That's the only thing that I know that made this guy unfollow me, because I got lace monitors and I wasn't ready yet.
You have lace monitors? I'm done with the show. I'm out. But
it's like, dude, like, I do my best to, like, all right, man, let it go.
Yeah.
But at what point do we say, no, fuck that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, this person isn't good for my life. I mean, have you guys ever had to deal with that? Like, was there ever a time where you guys had to look in the mirror and said, I need to cut this fucking person out?
Yeah. And it's happened a couple times, and I try to work it out, but, like, I'm not going to have my life be negative because you are.
Yeah.
Right.
I try to be positive. I try to see the positive, and, I try to be a positive person in the hobby and not focus on the negative, but focus on the good stuff. And I don't know, when I see that, man, I'm just like, I think it's because I'm older. I'm 52, and it's kind of like I don't got time for that shit, man. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna, time is ticking, man. It's like, in 8 years I'm gonna be 60. Am I still gonna be keeping snakes in 60? I hope so. But who knows? I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Will I still be doing NPR? I don't know. Who's going to listen to a 60-year-old guy? At that point, I'm going to turn it over to Lucas.
God, I hope not.
But yeah, I just, no, it's, if it's a negative thing, I'm out,
There's no room for that. It's like, and also, like, reptiles is my getaway. Like, I got a 9 to 5. Yeah, I got a 9 to 5. I got the stress up the ass for all the other stuff. Like, this is, chilling with my animals, breeding my animals, doing stuff like that. Like, I know it's like, how can you get relaxing and enjoyment from cleaning snake shit? Don't question me. Like, it's how it works, man. But to have drama and bullshit in that, I can't. Like, I cannot. I'll cut it out just because I don't want it.
Yeah, and especially if it's like, okay, say what the fuck you want about how I run my show or how I talk, but I'll tell you one thing you can't talk shit about: my reptile collection. And I feel like if you're not talking shit about my reptile collection, I got nothing to respond to. Yeah. I mean, even my own reptile collection, I am so content with how I keep things. I don't give a fuck what you say. Like, I know it ain't nobody that's been in my room talking shit, because anyone who's been here, they know. But again, it's kind of like you said, bro, the older you get, you realize, like, dude, that energy is not worth it.
It's not healthy, man.
And it's not, because I think back earlier in my 30s, like, I could just go through this toxic fucking moment and just move on quickly. But now it doesn't move on so quickly. Like, now it stays in my head. It almost sticks with me for a couple days for me to shake it off. And, like, why the fuck do I want that? Like, and again, there's enough stuff. Like, first and foremost, we got our own issues. Like, we got our own problems that we deal with every fucking day. They're all different. So why the fuck am I going to worry about someone else's issues? That's their problem. You know what I mean? And I'm growing to get into that mindset where, and I've gotten a lot better, where I don't give a fuck what people have to say. I really don't, because they don't pay my bills first and foremost. It's never affected my growth. And again, I let, because this is a reptile podcast, right? I let my reptiles do the talking for me, dude. I really do. If you can't say shit about my reptile collection, you can't say shit at all, period. You know what I'm saying? And especially because I ain't never ripped anybody off. I've only had great fucking customer service with anyone I sold a snake to. And I look after people when it comes to selling a snake. Like, it is so important for me to sell a snake to somebody that wants to come back and buy another snake. And I learned that with sales in my experience. Like, repeat business is the business. Like, that's how you stay afloat, is having people always come back to you. And I feel like it's such an easy thing to do in the reptile world. You know, like, if you have something you really love and you have other people interested, what the fuck easier way to sell is something like that? Like, when they're coming to you in a sense, you know what I mean? And again, that takes time. Like, you know, I have years of doing this for people to want to come see my work. Same with you guys. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. Like, again, I feel like this is the reptile world that's therapeutic for us. Like, this is a place of peace. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially with people like you guys. Like, you know, I can't wait. Okay, when's the next carpet fest you guys are going to be at? Like, let's talk about that. Because I want to.
When is that next one, Eric? Like, it's.
So we were going to go to the Texas one, but I will be in Australia, I think, when they're having.
Wow.
Yeah. He's going to that.
September, right?
October.
Okay.
Which, that was an awesome carpet fest, man. That was really cool.
It was fun. It was cool. And then Bluebird Fest, which is Zach's thing, that's in September.
We're going to that.
I have. They're forcing me to talk. So
I know where we'll be. You're going to Daytona, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, we'll be at Daytona.
Daytona.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
There we go.
Oh my God. Oh, you okay? Want to hear an embarrassing story?
So I went into it perfectly.
I didn't know really like how Owen looked. Like, I didn't know Owen was Owen.
Yes.
And we were all, and like, mind you, we're at Daytona, we're at the bar, we're definitely around people I don't want to be around. I'll tell you that, right? So I get up out of my seat to go get something. I come back. I was sitting next to Marshall, Gary. Our booth was cracking. And so as I got up, Owen sat in my seat. So I come back, and I look, and I'm like, hey, I literally tell him, get out of my seat.
Dude. I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah.
And he was so cool about it. And I was like, who the fuck is that guy? And then someone's like, oh, that's Owen from NPR. And I'm like, oh shit.
Well, Bill. So I get there, and
I felt so bad, dude. I was like, Owen, I'm so sorry.
Well, it's funny because I get there and I see Bill, and I text Bill. I'm like, hey, I didn't know you were going to be here, and I'm waiting for Bill to notice the text message. I'm like, this, whatever. So I go over and say, Bill. Bill's like, oh, you're here. Sit down. I'm like, okay, cool. He goes, yeah, it's fine. Bill just set me up for that, like, you know. I was like, no one's sitting there. I'm like, okay.
God,
and then I sit down, and you're like, dude, I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, it was, he may have done that on purpose. So
he probably, because I told him to save my seat, because there was so many people around that table, and I'm like,
it was it got nuts. God.
Wow, that's great.
And I'm over here doing my best to make it in good with you guys, and here I go fucking telling Owen to go and get the fuck out of my seat.
Out of my seat. I'm like, I'm
what
not.
the hell are you doing, man?
Motherfucker. Oh man. Anyway.
Oh, the thing is, Bill's like, come over here. I'll introduce you to people, and I'm like, yeah,
right here,
sit right there, right here. You stay right here. Yeah, I'm about 90% sure he said that. So, God.
All right, listen, we got to do wrap up topic, and we have to do another round of this after I bring Owen on. We're gonna do it. But yeah, I'm gonna ask you guys this real quick. One thing I get asked a lot is like, you know, how do you tap into the community? Like, how do you show others that are serious that you're serious? And that could mean like not only keeping, breeding, but you know, we have multiple communities within this hobby, right? Mm-hmm. What's the best way to someone to tap into the right community, you guys would say? Whoever wants to go first.
Eric.
Go ahead, Owen.
Nah, you jerk. It's I feel like getting FaceTime. Like, yeah, when I started, it was you went to the shows, you know, met with the breeders who did the animals that you wanted to, you kind of talked your ear off. But then the events like Carpet Fest or Daytona, where you can kind of talk to these breeders where they're not behind a table trying to sell you a snake, and then you can kind of get some ideas. And it was forums back then of sending messages and asking questions. Now everyone's so accessible. It's like, join the Facebook groups, but go to the big shows, talk to the people, present yourself, like get yourself out. It is terrifying. I know that. because I've done it, and it feels so weird and awkward. And you can be, but getting out there and kind of making yourself known to these people and taking care of your collection and being proud of your collection, or even if your animals are only like, you only got 2 of them, but it's getting the FaceTime in with the community that you want to be a part of, and you'll just get assimilated into it. Like, you'll just slowly get drawn into it. And I don't care if that's carpet pythons, ball pythons, like leaf tail geckos. If your thing is like building giant aquariums, take a shit ton of pictures of that, post them online. People will appreciate that. So
Yeah, totally. What about you, Eric?
I think for me, one of the goals of MPR Network for 2026 was we were talking about how we have like the colubrid group and then we have the python group. And I was like, we need to get those groups to be together.
Yeah.
So I would say that for me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start going to things that are outside of my wheelhouse, you know, and get and approach it that way. Like, go to Colubrid Fest and you know, and meet people that are outside of my Python world. And I think that, you know, even though we might not keep the same, we can still talk about ideas. And I think sometimes, at least for me, I learn the most when I'm talking to somebody that's thinking outside of the Python box.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're giving me fresh ideas. You're like, oh, I didn't think about that. Or like, I love talking to Keith McPeak because
what a guy.
Yeah, I love that guy. And he talks about like, he'll apply how he kept pheasants back in the 70s and like apply it to how he's keeping Sanzinia in his bait. And it's just like, oh, okay. Like, I love that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah. Keith McPeak, dude. What a fucking, he's so gangster, dude.
I love that guy.
That guy is so badass.
I love him.
Especially going through that open heart surgery. Like fucking
Dear
like
God, dude. We were
like
making
Terminator.
Yeah.
we were sending he's part of this whole text stream, and he's like, you know, he's like, I did well, the nurse is coming later. I'm like, surprise, it's gonna be Eric in fishnets. And he's like, stop. I'm like, he's like, Owen, I need you to stop. I'm like, okay.
Stop it now.
What a visual there.
Yeah, I know. Doing that, if I can get him to smile, because I you know, surgery sucks, dude. I don't care what it is.
Yeah,
So,
especially something like that. You know what I mean?
But like, I saw him Saturday. He came to the Morgantown Reptile Show, so I saw him and Teresa were up, and he looks great. He says he's ready to go. You know, he wants to know what mountain we're gonna climb, looking for something later. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah.
Owen, I know Eric said he's going to be taking off. You said September to Australia. Where are you going, Eric? You're
Eric's going. Yeah, he's going to Australia in October.
What about you, Owen? What do you got on the agenda of any kind of herp trips or anything like that this year?
I'm trying to get California to work, because I want to go out and see our poor adopted child out there.
Oh, you might go to that?
I might. I'm trying.
I'm trying
to figure that out.
Okay.
It's
wait, your adopted child? Are you talking about Lucas, or who are we talking about?
Yeah, he's ours. Yeah, we own him. Like, it's
You know he's getting married in San Diego, right?
Yeah. I did know that. We haven't gotten an invitations yet.
Yeah,
So-
me neither. I already kind of inserted myself to try to take him out to eat or something. So
I'm gonna go. Okay.
I'm waiting for a fucking shameless, like, all right, I guess you could come, dude, but no pressure, Lucas.
I mean, we can just go, right? Let's just
Yeah,
three of
I
us
can-
figure out. Yeah.
Yeah, I can just come with tacos and be like, hey, I'm just here to hand out tacos. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
Get those tuxedo T-shirts and just kind of wear those. Yeah.
Where's the gift bag table?
Where's
Okay.
Yeah.
Just sack moving around. Where's the gift bag table? Like, it's
One of the things of going out there is we have this well, I guess it's a contest, but during COVID, we were trying to figure, because we couldn't go to Australia, so we're trying to figure out what we could do in the States. So we are trying to find every species of rattlesnake. I think I have 21. Rob is like 3 away from finding them all.
I've 8. I have not been on that many trips. So like, it's
so the other thing that I got, which I told Kush about, is like, I love anything Pantheropus. Just
Pituophis.
not Pituophis.
Pantheropus
And
is
did I say
snake.
Pantheropus?
You
That's
did.
rat snakes, right? Oh my god, I'm such a newbie. Colubrids. Yeah. So like going and finding them, we found we're gonna go down to I think Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi,
yeah,
like in
the
that
New
area.
Orleans
To try
trip,
to
I do want to
find,
go. Yeah.
Kentucky pine. So
Yeah.
Well, I'm informally inviting you guys to Trap Fest this year. So if you can make it, May 22nd. If not this year, dude, at some point, like you're saying, Eric, dip outside the box, dude. Come hang out with some stoner chondro heads, man. And you know,
all right.
really
We get along with stoner chondro heads. Yeah.
And I have these VIP taco tour wristbands that will fucking blow your mind. Okay. I'm talking the best Mexican food you've ever had in your entire life.
Now I'm sold.
Really?
Yeah.
I guarantee that, dude. And I'm pretty sure I know what some rattlesnakes are. Okay, real quick. One herping failure story I can't wait to tell you guys right now. So a big deal when Ryan Young came down to Trap Fest. And of course, in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to take this dude herping. Mind you, I don't fucking herp, but I have an idea where maybe some rattlesnakes are. Buddy, I took him down this road and he knew right away we are wasting our time. And it was the most embarrassing thing ever. And I was just driving down this road. He's like, are you ever going to pull over? I'm like, oh, I thought we just looked for the snakes on the road. And he's like, and so I just pulled over to a random spot. I'm like, yeah, I think they're over here.
They're over here somewhere. It's just,
dude, I was like, I fucking failed this dude so bad. And so I'm like, I'm better off getting him out of here. And so we just got out of there. Oh, I know, because we were trying to, and not that we were going to find it there, but he was obsessed about finding the magic gecko. He's like, I want to find the magic gecko, which was more spotted like 3 hours inland from where I lived. And so I'm like, I'm not fucking driving 3 hours.
I'm not doing that, man.
Fuck that shit. And Ryan would have easily. He would have been like, let's go, you know, but I'm just not there. Maybe someday. Like, I know I need to go out into the bush. I know I need to go see some shit. And I'm hoping I mature into that someday. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I love being comfortable, dude. Like I just want to smoke weed in peace. Dude, I want to be in one. I don't want to have to worry about what I bring. You know what I mean? I have to bring nothing if I go to PNG. I can't bring nothing. And so I'm what am I gonna do? Eat those fucking the cherry things that they eat and get all crazy? I don't know, dude.
I mean, maybe, but Nick makes fun of us because like they'll sleep in the cars, and we're like, no. We need an Airbnb after we're done that has showers and a sofa. Like we're not gonna rough this. So that's what we end up doing. It's just jumping to Airbnbs.
Should I tell him my San Diego nightmare story? All right, so we're looking for this crazy gecko in San Diego, and we're out there, and we go. It's like one of those roads that go, like wind down in California.
Okay. Right.
And we're crossing the road to get to the underpass so we can go down and climb down under this underpass because apparently that's where the gecko is. I tripped on the edge of the road and I fell into the road as there was a car coming down the road. I'm laying in the road and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. This car is I'm going to die. And I'm like trying to get up. My legs won't work. I'm crawling across, and here's like a truck coming down, and I'm crawling, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna die! Oh my God, I'm gonna die!" And it just rolled onto the side of the road, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm still alive! I'm still alive! Holy shit! Oh man!" So we climbed. So I'm like, "Well, I'm not crossing the road again, so we have to go down under the underpass." Well, here my legs are like just torn to shit. They're like bleeding. There's blood everywhere.
Oh my Lord!
I'm climbing up out of the thing, and then you what do you call it, the
Border Patrol.
The Border Patrol comes along and they stop us and they're like, what the hell happened to you? And they're like, oh man, it was a whole nightmare. But yeah, I almost died.
Yep.
All right, listen, I have one other question because I promised Brandon I would ask this, and Owen, this is for you, buddy. What's the deal with Bigfoot?
Wheeler, I hate you.
I gotta know what's up with Bigfoot.
Dude,
did you see what happened?
I hate it because we were I forget it. I think it was we were on our way to Tinley, and this is like one of those times when we're like, what we'll do is we'll all get off of work and drive the 16 hours to Tinley. And it was like late and I was tired and you can't sleep in the car. And then like we're driving past these forests and Eric's like, look, tree breaks. You know, Sasquatch is in there. And he would do this constantly. And I'm like, there's no fucking Bigfoot. There's no goddamn Bigfoot. You're a goddamn idiot. Like, there's no, not even on a fossil record, you're telling me something that big has ever been hit by a car? And like, and I went on this like 20-minute just barreling down. And then Eric's like, wow. I'm like, yeah. So, and then from then on, it's always just been like, so what do you think about, you know, Sasquatch and Bigfoot? I'm like, it's stupid. And
so
then,
ever,
whatever.
We're in the woods. I'll be like, yo, man, No,
The tree
that's a
breaks are
fucking tree break
that's
right
just
there,
pure
bro.
Squash. I'm like, shut up.
That's a fucking. Oh man, that's
Shut
not
the
no,
hell
that's
up.
not your fall down. He's like, I hate you so much.
Dude,
Like, you can tell that Bigfoot knocked that tree down and then tried to burn it. Like, I'm like it was hit by lightning. Like, it's So
I'm pretty
that's what
I'm
it is.
pretty sure Bigfoot's entered your dream one or twice.
At this point, dude, people got. I think somehow my address got out there, and people were sending me Bigfoot memorabilia just to troll me. And it got to a point, like, it starts off cute, and then it gets to a point of, this is freaking me out because I don't know who the hell's doing this. But it was like, this is insane. Like, it's
what freaks me out is the people who believe like they
I
saw
can't,
it.
man.
And I'm like, what? And I always give them the benefit of doubt. I'm like, you fucking weirdo, dude. No, you did not see that. That's the same photo we all saw in the 90s.
Right, exactly.
Dude, like, you're not fooling nobody. But hey, guys, all right, this is my cutoff time. My wife's gonna kick my ass. So listen, I appreciate you two so much. Owen, why don't you let people know where people can hit you up and follow you at before we let you go? Go ahead.
Rogue-Reptiles. Also Facebook. It's I think Rogue_Reptiles on Instagram, but around linked, all that fun stuff. If you see that flag thing, you're in the right place.
All right. What about you, Eric?
On Instagram, I'm EB Morelia. And yeah, on NPR. That's where you'll find me.
Put all the links in the description below. And I just want to add on our last topic, man, linking up with people is where it's at in this hobby. Like, if you really want to see where this hobby could take you, go to a fucking carpet fest, go to a Tinley, go to a trap fest, go wherever you can to see these people in person and watch how things change. It really, really connects the dots. And I really believe in that. So
yeah, I dig it.
All right, guys, do me a favor, go give them a follow if you're not already, and go definitely subscribe to NPR Network. They'll be back. So give it up. It's a wrap for Owen and Eric, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate you so much. Have a good night, man. Thank you so much. Later. All right, man. What an episode. That was, man, I could wish I had another 2 hours, but children. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you enjoyed it as much as I have, please hit that like button. Let's get all the likes we could get. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Select all. You'll be reminded every episode. If you want exclusive content, you want to get invited to Trap Fest, come join the Trap Talk Patreon family. Second link in the description below. And again, make sure you go subscribe to Morph Market's YouTube channel. Check out all the holdbacks I display on tomorrow's vlog. And what an episode, man. Thank you so much, Eric and Owen. Shout out to the NPR Network, the entire team. Very inspiring, man. This was a great episode. And again, check out all my sponsors in the description below. Catch you on the next one, and I'm out. Cheers. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors. Shout out to Focus Cube Habitats, the #1 PVC enclosure in the reptile industry. Hands down, everything you guys see behind me are 3x2x2 PVC design enclosures by Stephen and Ashley over at Focus Cube Habitats. My entire room at this point, all Focus Cube Habitat enclosures, and that is for a real reason. My reptiles love them. I've had majority of these Focus Cube Habitats behind me for over 6 years now. So guys, if you're looking to expand your reptile room and get yourself some new enclosures, no better place to visit than Focus Cube Habitat. You head over to focuscubehabitats.com and see how many different design enclosures you could choose from. And you can also follow them on Instagram and stay updated with all current new enclosures on their YouTube channel. So thank you so much, Stephen and Ashley over at Focus Cube Habitats. And I think I got new enclosures in the driveway, so I gotta go. Shout out to Focus Cube Habitats. You are the best. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors. Shout out to tonight's sponsor, Workshop Reptilium. Josh Hansen is doing things different over in his facility. He has one of the most diverse, beautiful reptile collections currently in the reptile hobby today, but he is doing things differently when it comes to enclosures, thinking outside the box, giving these reptiles bigger enclosures. I feel like it's something this hobby needs. So a lot of exciting stuff to come from Workshop Reptilium. I'm going to be flying up to his place to give you guys a deeper look into his facility. And I'm also excited to have an episode with Josh so he can explain himself where his goals are headed when it comes to keeping. Thank you so much, Josh Hansen over at Workshop Reptilium. Make sure you head over to Instagram. Make sure you head over to Facebook. Also, make sure you subscribe to him on YouTube. You can find all the links in the description below. Again, thank you so much, Josh, over at Workshop Reptilium. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors. Shout out to tonight's sponsor brought to you by ZooMed.
ZooMed is proud to be supporting the Trap Talk Reptile Network. At ZooMed, reptiles are our passion. For over 48 years, we've been creating premium foods, supplies, and habitats for reptiles and other exotic animals. We're a company made up of hobbyists that test our products, on the hundreds of animals that we care for here every single day. Whether you're an established breeder or a first-time hobbyist picking up your first ball python, Zoom It has you covered with everything you need to keep your animals happy and healthy.
I'm excited to talk about this new product with Zoom Ed called the Slither Sense. It is a remote temperature and humidifying monitoring system, which we all know how important temperature and humidity is to your reptile. And for you to have remote access to your temperature and your humidity in your reptile room could really, really be a game changer for the longevity of you keeping reptiles. So guys, make sure you check out that product. Find the link in the description below. Click on it right now. Give me your feedback in the comments below. Let me know how you're liking a brand new Zoom Ed product. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors.
For over a decade, we've pursued a singular vision, producing the finest breeding stock the hobby has ever seen. From carefully planned pairings to thoughtfully designed environments, every detail is considered. And when you bring one of our animals home, you're not on your own. We provide lifetime husbandry support every step of the way. Whether you're building your first enclosure or expanding your collection, we're here for you. Sundown Reptiles.
Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors. Shout out to tonight's sponsor, and that's the one and only MORPH Market and MORPH Market Shipping. One of the biggest exciting things about the reptile hobby over the past couple years is MORPH Market Shipping taking everything to the next level. Anything as far as reptile purchasing or selling needs can all be done on MORPH Market's website, so I highly suggest you go check it out, especially if you're in the market of purchasing your first, second, or third, or fourth reptile. You can find a bunch of legitimate breeders on MORPH Market's platforms. They stand very tall on representing the best breeders we have in the hobby, so don't look anywhere else when it comes to looking for your new reptile. Not to mention, if you're looking for aquatics or your next plant, MORPH Market's a spot for you as well. Make sure you head over to morphmarket.com, and the best thing about MORPH Market's platform, you could ship directly from their website with MORPH Market Shipping. MORPH Market Shipping has saved this hobby millions of dollars as a whole. I myself saved thousands with MORPH Market Shipping last year due to their insanely cheap rates, so definitely go take advantage of these rates on top of the amazing customer service that comes along with MORPH Market Shipping. Shout out to Darian and Zach, and shout out to the entire MORPH Market team. So proud to be a part of this team. Thank you so much for MORPH Market Shipping and MORPH Market. So excited to announce this partnership, and so excited to announce new MORPH Market features that are going to be hitting the reptile hobby real soon. Live sales on MORPH Market. Thank you so much, MORPH Market and MORPH Market Shipping. Thank you for all the fellow support. Thank you so much for anyone who watches the Trap Talk Reptile Network. Hit that like button. If you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, you'll be notified of every new episode dropping here out of the network 7 days a week. And also by hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, it pushes this network out to other new keepers coming into the hobby. So by you doing that, it does more than you think. So thank you so much again for all the support. And if you're not already a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. We're doing big things over here, and we really appreciate it.